I'm gonna be real with you. I wasn't very experienced with dancing with women and whatnot.
Yeah.
During my formative years, I didn't really do all of that stuff. All this grinding and scrubbing up in the club. I was the ugly man. I was very shy, and I didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, but the odd time it did happen.
Did you get a boner?
Yes. Now, I never knew the protocol. I up to this day. To this day.
Do I continue?
I've assessed things now, and I think it's a known thing. But up until whatever age, is like, is the woman meant to? Does the woman feel this? Is this meant to happen to me? Am I meant to be not? Am I not meant to be? I
feel like you go through sexual education.
Yeah. All right. Is this meant to happen to me?
My pants are wet.
And once it's happened, does the woman feel this? If the woman does feel it, am I meant to pull back and stop? And does the woman enjoy it?
Wow.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode 128. 29. And that is just what I checked. Yeah, 129 of season 2. We are in the game. Hashtag ESN pod to join in the conversation, and at ESN podcast on all your social medias. Thank you for joining us. I am Stavros Boss.
Get down.
And you can find me at Stavros Boss everywhere. In the room with me this very night, I have Mr. Wolf.
What's going on, people?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
What's going on? You know, I got a big smile on my face. We've been discussing a few things that back in the day it would have been very easy for us to talk about on the podcast, but we're grown men and we have some kind of boundaries now. You know, it's a bit political and PC now that we can't say it. But anyway, yeah, for real, boy. I got a proverb, and that's why I was like, look at this one.
Oh, okay, all right.
Becky.
Yeah, for real. Willingness to overlook is what makes for an enduring, loving relationship. The willingness to overlook is what makes for an enduring, loving relationship. No one is perfect. Tolerance is crucial.
That's a Nigerian man that wrote that.
One time.
Let me give you a joke.
Tolerance is crucial.
So somebody on Twitter must have wrote something about it was like 2 pictures. Big Wahala, by the way. There's somebody on that wrote 2 pictures, yeah, and it was one of some man basically with the family taking the pictures with the family, and then he took another picture of the man and his kids or whatever, and apparently the other man that's in the picture has been sleeping with his wife or whatever, yeah. So I think it's like a South African person, and he's like, this man has come into my family, he's been sleeping with my wife, or blah blah blah. And then you know how men always, when these things happen, the reverse, always like, you know, you forgive your husband, blah. One South African girl must have wrote, this is the type of times where you need to forgive your wife and believe in God. The way I was crying, because she wrote like a proper madam, and then all the men in the comments were like, you know what? We have to say, yeah, that's what that's what we say, innit? So when you said what he said, that's exactly what I was thinking.
And that was big Wahala. Forgive him, he's tired.
Yeah, single Wahala. The last day of singledom.
So you're one of those people, if you're not married, you're single?
I don't know how it works.
I'm not single.
Oh, whatever I am, this is my last something then.
All right, okay.
What am I? What did they call you?
Your last day as a bachelor?
Bachelor? Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Bachelor life. Bachelor life.
As an unmarried man. Last day as an unmarried man.
Maybe that's it still.
Yeah, man. But anyway, where can we catch you?
Dead man walking.
Big Wahala. At Instagram. Big Wahala on Twitter, boy. Man just said his name twice. I'm so tired.
I was going to introduce you last, but okay.
You can hold on. You can catch me as well on AKA Mr. Wolf on Instagram.
And tell him about, man. It's probably like you're going out of your way to talk as slowly as possible.
AKA Mr. Wolf, man. AKA _ Mr. Wolf.
Right, I'll just keep turning you up
on Twitter.
We also have Simple Simon.
If you were to be an attendee at the local crofts event, you would be among me and my ilk.
Gaza.
We are the type to have companions in multiplicity. That was a short excerpt from a poem by the Right Honourable Beenie Man. In its original rendition, it is called "Oh Dog Like We," and it goes a little something like this: "Oh dog like we are the gal me not 2 and 3.
And everybody know we wild already. Believe you me, we never sing cut on. For me see a girl look good, me happy fool her and get where we want. Can me not live off a short road, so me happy bounce her.
Anyway, God's always a forever. Done now.
Man's losing his memory, but
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. I don't have no Instagrams.
Yeah, man. The last couple of weeks you've been just forgetting things.
Yeah, my mind is not as good as it was.
is gone.
And last but not least, sir,
Head gone.
finally we have the full Voltron in the house for the first time. It seemed like this year. Fresh from overseas, hair looking good, skin looking good. The African sun has done him well. We have that actor.
What's going on, people? It's your boy DJ Webslinger up in the building. The actor's gone to sleep.
Yay!
He's been retired for the moment, so
Nakalama boys,
back from a foreign. I'm freshy. You might as well call me a freshie.
Web slinger in the house.
It's good, people. It's good to be back.
So, all right. And so before we get into the crux of this conversation, this episode, there's some important things. This is the day that the Lord has made. Yeah, this is the day
We will rejoice.
In fact, it is not the day before.
it is the day.
To this day. It is the day that Big Wahala is going to become a married man.
In the eyes of the ancestors.
In the eyes of the African ancestors with this traditional engagement today. And this is the commitment that this man has. That even though he's getting up in about 6 hours to get up and run around and do stuff to prep, he's here recording so you can have an episode.
Be in your bed.
I will now strip you of the power of the Black Panther.
For real, that's what's happening to you. Yeah.
Bruv, how you feeling?
Tired, man. This weather shit is tiring, bruv.
Do you drink coffee?
No,
Damn.
Doesn't do drugs, my G.
I don't do coffee.
But you
don't
have
smoke.
Coca-Cola though.
Pipe.
No, I don't drink Coke. I don't drink full fat Coke anymore. So no sugar Coke.
Red Bull?
No.
So what are you going to do? You're going to fall asleep
What? When?
tomorrow?
No, I'll be fine.
I don't smoke cigarettes.
I don't sleep most times anyway. But the other day, literally, I tried to watch a program in the night.
And that was it.
I was gone. As soon as I went to my bed, I just said,
How you feeling, man? Is you nerves? Anything like that?
I'm not nervous.
Worried hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah, I'm hoping things go well. I'm assuming that things are gonna go well. There's a lot of things that's gone wrong already.
Like what?
Bruv, a lot, man. I said a lot, man.
A lot, man.
I feel, jeez, man. I'm glad my stuff did. But that means it's all happened now, innit? And
Yeah,
from
but-
here forward, it's all smooth.
It's like God's been throwing obstacles in our way to see if we really want to get to the finish line, boy.
Give us an example of something. That's
Okay, so first off, I lost my job.
Oh, yeah?
Hang on. You just got a job.
No, I mean originally.
Okay,
innit?
cool.
So first off, I lost my
He's
job.
going all the way back there.
Yeah, because that's the biggest one. Job loss made a whole heap of difference.
How about recently? Like,
Okay, so then just 2 days before or 3 days before the traditional, the cake lady pulled out.
oh yeah,
Jesus is Lord.
Like, what's all that about?
I don't know, rumor or something like that.
Okay.
The decor woman was beefing. She said she almost wanted to pull out because of nonsensical nonsense. Well, I don't even know. I don't even think she wanted to pull out. She just wanted to just chat rubbish. I don't know.
Kai.
A lot of men want to pull out, you know.
Dirty bastard. My missus ordered a wedding dress and that came 2 sizes too big.
Hey,
I got
back,
Christie's
back,
Power.
back.
How can you do this?
There's bare stuff anyway, but that's just the major
The headline stuff.
The headliners.
Shit.
That was
But
a
it-
headline still.
But they're bare stuff that's just gone
It's a lot.
not 100% the way
Wedding
it's
dress
supposed to go.
comes 2 size too big. Dun, dun. Cake lady pulls out.
News at 10.
News at 10.
You know like that.
But yeah, we're there. Innit? We're at the finish line. It's got to the point that something happens and we just laugh now. It's just like when the cake lady pulled out, I was expecting to hear my missus on the phone crying. Oh man, she was like, "Yeah, the cake lady pulled out."
she just looked at you. You and her just looked at that dude like,
I just like,
Whatever, man. We'll go Costco.
She was like, bro, if worst comes to worst, we just stack two cake on top of each other and be done with it. I said, fam, it's got to that time, innit? It's got to that time.
You know when I think all of us have said before that as much as we want to establish some wealth and comfortable life, we want our children to go through some sort of struggle. Well, I think Wahala doesn't agree with this, but we want our children to go through some sort of struggle because we went through it and we believed it builds some sort of character.
Yeah.
And to get through that struggle and come at the other end, it means something to going forward, and it means, you know, you have something about yourself. I think it's the same for a relationship as well. If you go through these kind of these turmoils at such an important part in your life, in your relationship, and you get over it, and you actually get to the point where somebody's tossed a big stone in your puddle, and nothing even happens.
Oh, that's without a doubt.
Then it's like you've gone through the struggle now.
I personally think that's with life in general, whether it's relationships or bringing up children or whatever.
I don't agree.
You know, one example out of millions and millions.
I did.
You go. Is studying. You understand? You've got to go through that hardship of learning, the years of difficult periods whilst you're studying outside of your circle of university friends or lectures or whatever. You have to endure that difficult period to get that special thing on the other side.
That's what you say. Yeah.
Pregnancy is one.
Okay, yeah, but like in specifically what he's saying in regards to relationships, I don't know if I agree. Yeah, because I kind of feel like it depends entirely on who the audience is. So when these obstacles are coming in the way, if somebody doesn't like somebody else, they will be saying, "Oh, God is trying to show you that you shouldn't be. Look, why would this happen? Why would that happen? Why would?" You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't know. I don't agree 100%. Like it's a matter of perspective. I think
I'm talking about it coming out the other end. If it didn't cause problems in a relationship,
it makes it stronger.
Then, because I don't agree 100% with the if it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Because there are things that don't kill you and they make you weaker.
Of course, yeah.
But
like polio.
There you go.
Yeah.
But there are things in a relationship or in just in life in general, like Miss Wolf is saying, that if it doesn't break you down, you learn from it, depending on your type of personality as well.
Okay.
Because some people, something can happen to me, and something can happen to somebody else.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah, and
take it differently.
and we just deal with it different ways. So anyway, to each his own. But anyway, you're saying you're doing well.
You have endured though. You've endured so much.
I'm broken, bro.
You sound like a pastor.
But you've come out the other side.
Not yet. It's about a week.
I'm a broken man, boy. I'm just broken.
What's broken?
I'm just tired. I'm just so tired.
But your spirit isn't broken.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm just. I've got to the point now, and I'm just looking forward to the marriage. I don't care about the wedding anymore. I just want the wedding to be done.
You were saying that from a long time, anyways.
Because it's depressing. The wedding is just. It's just so much hard work. Maybe tomorrow I enjoy it. I'm just looking forward to the food anyway, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Today I just looked on my WhatsApp messages to the DJ, and I noticed I haven't even sent him the address. I don't know if I might have sent him somewhere else. I don't know. But I looked. I said,
has he got the invitation?
I don't know. I said, let me just look to see whether or not I sent this guy the address. Because I know we've spoken on the phone and he might have wrote it down. But I can't remember sending him the address. I was thinking, this guy now tomorrow he will tell me that he didn't have the address, so I sent it to him to that. So hopefully the morning he will see the address.
Well, what time does he have to be there?
3:30. So it's not.
Can I ask a question?
What?
He can play soccer.
He plays soccer, so yeah, probably.
Man said cheese.
Now I've been thinking about this soccer thing. I spoke to you, man, in the group about it, innit?
You want to go now, though, innit?
Where?
To the soccer team.
Oh hell no!
Don't lie.
Nah, I got this thing, and to those who are soccer lovers,
shout out Wendy,
all them, Delali, you know,
the Ghanaian contingent,
the Ghanaian Nana, and all those people that go out there and do their soccer thing.
What's really Ghanaians and soccer?
That's what I'm saying. But all of those that go to these soccer raves and you have your fun, do your thing.
I won't lie to you. I saw a flyer the other day, and they had house and soca on there, and I think that's going to be a banger.
It's going to be wicked.
That's going to be a.
That's gonna go mad.
It's going to be wicked. And you know who's doing it as well? It's Shay Boogie that's doing it. You know, Shay Boogie.
Oh, for real?
And
Okay.
Emerzi Corbin and bruv.
So
I looked at the flyer and I thought house and soca that could bang.
He also wanted me to get
bang.
Shay to do my wedding.
Huh?
He's like, why don't you get Shay to do your wedding? I said, look, listen, this is one of them times where I'm fully racist, but you have to be an African. You can't just be coming to do African wedding that you're not African. It's not happening.
Where's she from?
It's one of them island there.
Man said one of them island there.
islands.
But I'm half offended.
No, but what I was saying about the soca thing, innit, is that I don't know if I can have someone who is part of that soca scene, you know.
Why?
As
you're a jealous man.
as my woman.
Why? That means you couldn't have Beyonce as your woman then, basically. Is that what you're saying?
No, Beyonce doesn't do soca though.
But she still winds up on the
Still winds up
dances.
on her dances and stuff.
No, but
She'll even pull stranger from the crowd and put him
Exactly.
on the
I
stage.
don't know. It maybe I can't have Beyonce as my woman as well. But I don't know about my woman rubbing up against the next man rubbing up against her
Can you imagine?
randomly, and some random man, and they're just all like up in each other. And
I know like the way they try to say it's
whining
not sexual. That's bullshit.
You know,
but can you imagine?
dressing next to nothing. They got nothing on, showing their belly, bum, and tits, and all sorts, man.
Can you imagine Mr. Wolf telling Beyonce, I don't want you to dance with another man? The way she slap you with the money
Well,
in his face.
apparently that's what Jay-Z was upset about, innit? Those were the rumours.
She will slap him with the money in his face. She'll slap 100 in his face. Talk to me, bitch.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that, man.
Would you guys be happy with your woman being a soca queen? Not literally a soca queen, but somebody that went to soca raves,
Yeah, queen of soca.
dressed in the...
Next to nothing out.
Would you be happy if she does carnival? Like with their
Why don't you let them answer the question I asked?
That's like they're just left to nothing. That's the one where they're dressed next to
Carnival
nothing.
once a year. I'm talking about people that go
to soca
every
raves.
couple of months.
Soca frenzy.
Yeah, but you know that when they go soca raves, they wear their trainers. They don't necessarily dress up in them.
That's why I was saying the thing before you jumped in. Didn't it? They go there. They even they have a house coat on, and underneath the house coat is kapam.
Do you remember that woman that was in Brazil in the
Was it
Casa
Brazil?
Casa de Musica? And
That's Cuba.
That's Cuba.
so shit, Cuba, yeah, and we all really liked her, and she was just wearing shorts and a t-shirt and a pair of trainers, and she didn't look like she was going raving, basically.
Oh, I was there.
But she was a hoe.
Nah,
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember.
That's how they dress.
Who?
That's how they dress in soca raves.
Which one?
Man, I've been listen.
I've seen one that tries to move to you.
I thought it was that
I've
one.
seen them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen them in the Ibiza weekenders. I've seen them, and
I've seen them.
and they're just
Sound like a racist.
nothing. Yeah,
I've seen them.
All right. So the question is, would you be all right with your woman doing this? Is that the question is?
No,
But is that what, I'm asking. What is that?
That's what the question is, but that's his response.
You meet a woman, cool, but she goes soca and she winds up on man.
I don't know what.
Every couple of weeks.
My missus goes
winds up
soca
on-
rave. I don't know if she rounds up on man though.
I don't care. Again, I don't care.
I care.
I don't care.
I don't want her to be winding up on man.
I don't want another man touching my
I don't mind if she even dances with another man. Too tough. But I don't know if I want her to be doing them stupid wine. And imagine you go into Twitter, you see your woman whining that man, the man's jumping on her backside and flying off the speaker. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
that's going too far, bro.
No, but can you imagine that? You're just on Twitter there,
that's
you
a
just
bit
see her
mad.
missus, the man all fly kicker in the head.
that's the
drop kick.
bashment one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the bashment one.
I couldn't look at my woman.
I couldn't look at her the same.
I wouldn't co-sign that one.
I seen one man bang the woman in the tree. He put the woman in the tree.
I saw it.
and started to bang her while he's
it.
dancing in the tree.
I was slightly pleased with his
Whose children is this?
his agility.
You got these men.
with his agility and his athletic ability.
But
I was
whose children is
goddamn
this?
47.
Who raised you?
You know?
Yeah, but you got these men holding your woman's waist and pelvic to pelvis to pelvis.
He's trying to get dry hump. That's almost the same as them man on the Japanese thing.
My thing is this. If she's all right with it, then I ain't got no.
So you're
I got
happy.
nothing
What
to
if it
say.
ran jizzes in her pant?
Again, that's her business, isn't it? It's not really mine, is it?
I never like that kind of talk. Her business is my business, vice versa. What were you saying? That sorry, Webbs.
So what would the difference be if she was a soca class or kazumba class or Because those dances are very sexual as well.
There you go. Kuzumba, you should be more
sexual.
worried about Kuzumba than soca. Because Kuzumba, a man will touch the inside of your woman's leg and tickle her chakras all at the same time, bruv.
What if she only
And Zouk.
What if she went to soca
Definitely
race?
Zouk as well.
What if she went to the soca race but only danced with women, but she danced in the same manner that she danced with the man them would? So the women are winding up each other.
Well, goddamn.
As long as you bring her back home and do it. Yeah.
God damn.
What would you do if your missus, your actual wife or whatever, brought back another woman and said, you know, I saw her in a club.
Would you like me to answer the first question?
Yeah,
or the
guys,
second?
I don't care either way.
What would you do if this? And what would you do if that? And what would you do? Bro, can I talk? Like,
I can't breathe.
Oh boy. If it was a woman, same. You know what the thing is that I want exclusivity with my woman. Yeah, I'm saying I want exclusivity.
I want exclusive.
I want to be together.
So
with my woman.
you would never dance with another woman whilst you're with your woman?
I think I can dance with another woman.
I'm never gonna
But I
dance
think
again.
That's a bar, you know. Guilty feet have no rhythm.
That tune.
But
bad.
go on.
No long thing.
Would
Bad
you?
boy tune. I think dancing with a woman with distance is fine.
You dance with a woman with distance.
Yeah, but touchy and whining, I don't think that would be the right thing to do. I think my woman may feel away, and even if she didn't, I'm not sure that I would do it anyway. And if I did, I would feel guilty.
Okay.
In my time, I had the most respectful wine.
In my time.
In my time.
You know,
What is a respectful wine?
As a respectful wine is that you appreciate the boundaries of the fact that you're actually dancing. There's none of this semi-hard penis business. You're not trying to actually try and rub your penis into somebody,
and it don't go on forever.
and it don't go on forever.
Yeah.
I'll dance a tune and I will move. And if I'm gonna move and she holds my hand and says, "No, don't go anywhere,"
When they
that's
hold you,
very
bro.
different.
When they
And
hold
then,
you.
no, but you acknowledge them. Thank you, and then she says thank you, and then you move on.
Yeah, if she doesn't hold man, I'm like, yeah.
But with the wine, there's a proximity. So do you keep the proximity wider or short?
No, if I'm whining with you, there is going to be some level of contact.
Pelvis to pelvis.
But there's a very big difference between a level of contact and me trying to touch your spleen.
Let me tell you, there's the respectful wine, yeah? The respectful wine, you can't see people because you can't see, is when you either put your hands to the side or behind your back.
Yes.
And you whine like so.
Yes.
Right? Because that means that you're not actually, when you're grabbing a waist or something, that means you're trying to give it the good something. But if you just put your hands to the side or to the back and give it the wine,
Sometimes
It's
I used to hold the man them.
yeah.
One hand, one other
It's
hand.
a respectful wine.
Yes.
And but it's also a trick. It's like a cheat code.
Of course.
Because when you do it is though. Because when you don't hold them and you give them the good wine, they're like, right, it's not even holding my. Then they want you. Then they'll grab your hand and they know what they're doing. You know what's gonna happen at one point anyway.
Gaza.
The thing is, even if you're
I'm gonna
not,
give
if
up
you're
all the
not,
secrets tonight.
if you're not, I'm finished.
I'm leaving the club. I'm leaving the club.
I'm leaving my black book open.
I'm finished.
I'm leaving the club.
If you're not even holding the wall or you're not holding the woman, if she's whining on you and she's rubbing up against you enough to cause friction, which causes a reaction, what do you do in that? What do you do in that scenario?
I've been in a
You
situation.
back off?
I've been in a situation where a woman has
Oh.
pushed herself. Like the wine is happening, but she's pushed with a level of. I don't want to say aggression.
Vigor.
Yes, she's used this fervent verve. That's what I'm going to say.
Fervent verve.
Yes, she's used this to be pushing into me while she's whining, and I've noticed that it's gotten progressively more firm a push, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm entirely comfortable. I will back off a little bit, but if she persists on coming forward, then I'm going to stand strong.
You have to stand
And
strong.
impregnate.
Yes.
You put
No.
You
Here's
put
the
your feet.
customary.
You plant your feet as well. You plant your feet very well,
Yeah, you pat your feet well.
and you know.
I've been
whined.
I've been whined before. I think maybe twice in my whole life where somebody has whined the shit out of me, and I'm like, oh God. Afterwards, I feel a bit mash up, but outside of that, I'm good. I'm good.
No, oh
Do you
God,
know- do you know
got to
the-
wait for the DNA test. No,
Do you know the funny thing is, just to change the subject just a little bit, my son, he had his first dance. Well, not his first dance, but his first party. Last week. For real, he had his first party.
Well, what type of
last
parties?
week.
You just man them in playing PlayStation in one room and girls in the other.
Nah, it was a girls' party. So that means that there's gonna be girls there.
Hey.
And
What's the girl's name first? Is it a Nigerian?
Nah, I think she's a white.
Dun-dun. So that he had sandwiches,
Bear jelly, innit?
cucumber sandwiches,
bear jelly and
jelly.
And Cress.
Well, there's a lot of there was a lot of black boys there.
Of course there would be.
A lot of black boys.
Jerk Yorkshire pudding.
You know, eh?
Jerk Yorkshire pudding.
Nah, I don't know.
Did they have, in these parties? Do they have like a? Did they tell you to like bring something?
No, bring yourself, and there'll be music there. So my thing,
cooler box.
What was the girl's name? Was it Jessica?
I can't even remember.
Are you going
her
Jessica's
name.
party?
I can't remember her name. But
Anyway, give us a report though. What's happened?
yeah, it was his first party, and you know, my thing was he first called me and said, "Dad, there's this party." You know, Mum said, "I need to ask you first," and I was like, "Boy, I'll have to think about this."
Why would you have to think about it?
Well, you know, you got to keep these guys on their toes, man. You know what I mean? He's getting to the point where he thinks he should have everything that he wants.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
he's
You got-
requesting though.
Yeah, so you hold it down and then you tell them, I'll think about it and get back to you. You get me? So anyway, obviously,
I'm glad with the pipe, fam.
nah, he won't be. He's got his exams in. It's all whole mock exams and thing like that. So he's doing his thing. He's revising and he's doing well. But yeah, he deserved a little time out. And
Did he come back smiling?
Went to Bethany's party.
let me tell you what I
Bethany.
done though. Let me tell you what I done.
Did you pull up?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Wolf is that dad to that.
Oh, you're not
Wait,
Did you
it's
need your
time to go
binoculars?
home.
No, but you know the thing is that you're just not too sure. You know what I mean? I don't know his friends well enough. At least not his school friends.
Fair
you know what I
enough,
mean?
yeah.
So you want to see what's going on outside. You know, are people hanging out outside?
Yeah.
You know, is the door open? Is it closed? Can you hear music coming out? You know, what kind of?
That's how I know you don't know white people, boy.
Is it a house? Is it a block of flats?
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of weighing up a few things. You know what I mean? And I'm reporting back to his mum as
So
well.
break down.
Look at
What happened?
both of you lot on this thing snitching.
Yeah, so break down. What happened? What was it?
Yeah,
then?
so
was it a flat? Was it a house?
it was a house.
Of course it was.
And
White.
the door was open.
Yeah. What do you mean? The front door was open.
Yeah.
So that means anyone can walk in.
People are coming in and out. But you know, these things, madness,
Could you hear the music outside?
very, you know, minimal.
Oh, so
So
she's-
I was driving past. I actually had my car last week, funny enough. So I had my tints and, you know, and
Man drove past like he's looking to shoot, man.
You don't like that?
And I was rolling in my 6'4".
I'm telling you.
So you could hear the music outside. So she's almost black. Almost black.
Slightly, yeah.
Nearly on the way.
You know, and
Influence.
things happen at the end of parties, really, innit? When the party's done and people congregate outside and, you know, how you getting home or whatever.
Her name's Bakisha. Go
Well,
on.
the party was supposed to finish at 11,
Yeah.
and his mum said, if you want to go, you got to come back at 10:30. I was like, okay. I co-signed that.
All right.
So, so I was kind of there, parked up, you know, and I kind of texted him and said, like, you know,
So he gets in at 1:30 and
Nah, the boy with his two other brethren leave at 10:30.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be at home at 10:30.
Yes, he is, but I can't, you know, I just kind of.
Did you call him by his Yoruba name
No,
from far?
No, I didn't. He didn't even know that I was there.
Oh, so you didn't pick him up on that like that?
Nope.
He basically did a recon, bruv.
Yeah.
I like it.
He
Well, I
wasn't doing
I
a
don't like
stakeout.
it.
He sneaked up on him.
Yeah, so I was parked on like a side road, and then I see him and his boys actually jogging back home. So it's like a 10 minute walk.
Hang
innit?
on, is it in the
And they
hood?
jogged. It's next to the hood.
What if you came out and you saw him come out with a girl and he gave her a quick kiss and then went home? What would you say then?
In the mouth.
I might be like, I'll check the girl out first, and then I'll
Right.
be like, yeah, all right. My son's getting his thing, innit?
And what if the girl's your idea of extremely bad?
Then I'll be like, okay, I need to have a word with my boy.
So you're gonna
About
tell him,
what?
So you're gonna tell him that you saw him kissing
No,
the
but
girl?
you said someone who's extremely bad.
As in
So-
looking, not
Oh, looks.
Yeah, not that she got scar on her face and a spliff in her hand.
Scar.
Okay.
I mean,
15-year-old
any Omar.
Any Tony Montana boy.
15-year-old girl with a scar on her face. You know?
Why does your girl look like Omar, bro?
War wounds from the wire, man.
it happens, man. It happens.
Whoa.
That was funny.
I'm talking that you think, my son, I can't even whistle. My son.
Yeah, well, you know, nah, whatever, innit?
Omar
All right,
coming.
okay.
I can't even whistle, you know.
What if
Go on, just try and whistle.
I go whistle?
You can't whistle, bro.
I want to backtrack just a moment. Just before just a moment. I'm gonna be real with you. You know, I wasn't very experienced with dancing with women and whatnot. During my formative years, I didn't really do all of that stuff. All this grinding and scrubbing up in the club. I was the ugly man. I was very shy, and I didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, but the odd time it did happen.
Did you get a boner?
Yes. Now, I never knew the protocol. I up to this day.
Do I continue?
I've assessed things now, and I think it's a known thing. But up until whatever age, is like, is the woman meant to? Does the woman feel this? Is this meant to happen to me? Am I meant to be not? Am I not meant to be? I feel
like you go through sexual education.
Yeah. All right. Is this meant to happen to me?
My pants are wet.
And once it's happened, does the woman feel this? If the woman does feel it, am I meant to pull back and stop? And does the woman enjoy it?
Wow.
I think it just bespoke to every woman, though.
You went really all.
There's some women that when you
Those are
get hard, they
interesting
look back at the man and like, what's this now? Why are you getting hard for this thing? And there's some women that enjoy the fact that they made you get hard. And they walk off knowing that they made you get hard.
Women, hashtag ESN pod, please. I want to know. You're dancing with a man that you think is decent looking. You don't know this man though. And you feel him rising to the occasion. Does that bother you or not? I'm gonna do a poll. So check out the Twitter post and answer that question because I don't know. And it's all man here. I don't know. So when you have been in that situation, what did you feel? It's like
Sometimes I got a boner, sometimes I didn't.
Yeah, but when you did you feel embarrassed or it's just?
I can control myself. So
I don't think I recall getting a boner in this situation. If I'm being like, I don't.
I thought you just said a minute earlier that you almost got hard with the woman.
No, I said that I don't go in hard. Like I'm trying to touch her spleen from behind.
Sometimes I get a boner.
I don't really dance that many.
Do you know what it is? It's because I don't associate the dance with sex directly.
It's not.
I'm not aroused by it.
For me,
one bit.
I don't want a woman touching me unless there's some reason for me to have that touch.
You don't want.
I think you guys are different to most guys, though.
No, it's like I don't want to touch her unless I'm gonna bang. Why?
Completely different. Because most men, when you're going out raving, I started my raving days at 16. Like,
oh, you're late.
You know, and now like proper nightclub raving.
So you're late.
We done okay, but I started at 16. We done all days before that and stuff. But at 16, we went to like Bel Air nightclub. Yeah, so Bel Air nightclub, dressed up in hard shoes and slacks, proper trousers, and dressed up smart. And the remit was you get a girl and you dance with her and you touch her and you do whatever in it and more
scrubs.
You have scrub her down in it.
That actually sounds quite disgusting.
It does.
Get a girl, you dance with her, you touch her, and you do whatever.
You scrub her down in it. It's like especially when
scrub her down.
Especially when Ragga came on.
Tease me, baby.
You could be hip hop.
I lose control.
One time, so when Ragga came on, it's like you're around, and when the slow
so
jams
you're blaming
came on,
Jamaicans now. Oh, okay, slow jams.
And when the slow jams came on, it was the same thing. You know what I mean? The tunes in between. My favorite one.
My mind's telling me no.
Shit.
Oh,
that one, I know that.
When that one comes on.
What's that?
Rain.
Oh, this was
Keeps falling down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Rain keeps falling.
That is the one.
Men would grind to that.
Yeah,
serious.
you should really.
That is the biggest slow.
You don't need a paint stripper.
Yes.
With that one.
Remove that wallpaper.
That's what I'm saying.
Down.
So where you're saying that you don't touch women, I don't feel like a woman touches
Listen,
me.
I don't want to go. I don't want no strippers. I don't like if a woman comes to dance with me.
Man.
We don't love them hoes.
Simple would tell you because I'm a man of.
Sorry, for you new age people, I'm not saying strippers are hoes.
Right, in fact, you even yourself know. I don't want women to I don't want women to talk to me or touch me or something unless I have any reason for them to be around me in it. So if they're coming to this dance with me, I'll be. So there's times when girls have been dancing with me, I'll be just standing there looking at them because I don't see the purpose of it.
You're the king of Asbo anyway, so that's what.
Yeah, but it's like, what are you doing? I'm not gonna, especially if I'm not, I can't back. What is the point? I don't want it.
Can't back it.
I don't like arousal for no reason.
Some people just
not like
Some
it.
people just want to dance for a
Don't like
dance.
arousal for no reason.
No, but it's a good point that he's making because I don't understand strip clubs. I don't get it.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years, bro. It's arousal for no reason.
No, I get it. I don't get the full pleasure from it.
So what do you explain it to me? Because
No, some people do like arousal.
They just want to see it. They want to see a titty in
And
it.
some the visual arousal, and then if they're getting a dance, the physical arousal, they can deal with that. They don't need to finish the job, or they can go and finish the job somewhere else, some other way.
I'd been a recipient of a lap dance once, and I never paid for it. Remember when we was in college?
No.
And the woman nutted on my leg.
Yeah, but that was an actual dance.
No, it was a lap dance.
One of the Mead paid for me to have a lap dance once.
Where is that?
It was in this country.
What were you saying?
Platinums.
Man, just shaking his head, you know.
That's when I knew strip club is not for me.
Do you know what?
I think it's the strip clubs in a overseas because a lot of the places when you have that lap dance, you can take it that extra mile.
Well, no. The most places I've ever been called gay. In fact, the only places I've ever been called gay has been in strip clubs.
What, more
What's
than
the matter,
once?
honey? You gay?
Plural.
I've never been to one.
I've had the host call me gay.
I've never been to a strip club before.
We've never been to one.
Nope. The host in
Yeah.
Brazil and maybe in Cuba. No, Brazil. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. The prostitutes have said that to
But
me as well.
when you turn down a prostitute, they switch.
They do
Are you
get
gay?
They do
Are you
get very
gay?
angry. But yeah, strippers are even worse.
Never liked you anyway, bloody lesbian.
Strippers are bad, man. Because I think when we went for Sleazy's thing, and they were trying to get us to go to the strip club, and none of us wanted to go. So the man said, "One of you come in. I guarantee if one of you come in, you know, you will go." So I said, "All right, I'll go in." They nominated me because they know I'm the worst in it. So I went in there. The girls came. They were trying to touch me. I said, "Okay, I'm ready to go now." Are you gay? You must be gay. I said, I just don't understand you people. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, why do I, for one, all none of these girls, I don't even like them. Then that kind of offended him at that point in time then.
I wonder why.
Well, listen, you know me, you know I'm racialist, so don't bring those types of girls to me if you want me to razzle. So after I said that, the man was like, wow, I didn't know. Even look at Cuba. When what's his name? 87 bitches or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He couldn't understand how he goes, I gotta make sure you do. I said, no, I don't want to do that with the girls. I just don't worry about the girls. And it's like that people can't understand it.
Because everybody else falls for it. That's why.
It's just nonsensical. Stay away from me.
Can I touch on that?
Always be gone.
That racialist business you just said.
Go on.
Now, in fact, I think I'm going to talk about a couple of UK black podcasts, actually, this episode. And this one is called Tales from the Plantation. And I listened to them.
Oh my God.
Shout them out.
Yeah, you said that a couple of times, then people.
Ever?
You shut them out a couple of times.
Yeah,
It's a bit
once-
much now, yeah?
Well, I enjoy their podcast.
It's a bit much, yeah?
I disagree with so much of the stuff that's on it. So the last one I listened to...
Well, you would be in the field.
Oh shit! You would. Oh shit!
Goddamn.
You don't understand what happens in the house
In the big house.
because you in the
They said the
field.
plantation, they didn't say in the house.
Yeah, on the plantation in the house where the decisions is made.
Anyway, I think the
I said, where did this is a bit, guys?
the idea of the podcast is that
Talk about work, right?
Huh?
Is it from talking about work?
No, I think it's to do with like microaggressions and stuff,
they're gonna get
stuff
you.
that black people feel under the. I don't want to misrepresent what they do, but they have said it. But the impression I get is that we are people of color or black people. I'm assuming, and we are discussing how we navigate this world, this white world or this white country that we live in, and the stuff that we have to experience because of that.
Yeah, but the title suggests it's like work is probably the middle bit because
Maybe, but obviously, even if you started off with that, it will never just. It would always have to branch out. So they'll talk about this and that. So one of the things that they brought up in the last podcast, that I was thinking, I haven't even tweeted them yet, so maybe they'll hear this. Was when they were discussing areas. Serena Williams' husband.
Oh, okay.
Do you know about this stuff?
about him not being black or some shit.
No, Serena Williams.
Is that the whole thing?
Yeah, she's got a white husband,
He's Arabian, isn't he?
and they have a
Armenian, isn't it?
Armenian.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, and they have
Kardashian's brethren.
they have a daughter. I'm sure everyone knows, a mixed race child, obviously.
Olympia.
And apparently he went onto Facebook and tried to get into some hair groups, private hair groups for black women.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
And
So he was behaving like you.
And he said on a post somewhere, I've just tried to. I'm going by what they said, so I haven't read the thing myself. But I've just tried to go into 4 posts. I mean, four groups for black women about hair because I want to be able to do my daughter's hair.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to kick me out, like LOL kind of thing, or if they're going to let me in LOL. And the people in this podcast were vexed that he was trying to get into the groups.
Yeah.
And that didn't resonate with me at all. I was like, I don't get it.
It's for black women for one.
2.
No, the post is about black hair. I don't know specifically for that, so I'm not going to vouch for that part.
But you said black women, that's why I was...
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's about black women's hair. It's about black women's hair.
Go on.
So that was it. So he got gunned. He got dragged over the coals for that. And I was thinking, I'm a man, and I would like to do my daughter's hair, and I would learn. And if I had to go into a group to learn how to do it, whether I'm black or white, what difference does that make? If I'm going there with the intention of learning how to do my daughter's hair,
I don't see there's anything wrong with him trying to go on thingies when he's coming to try and then say, "Oh, they're going to let me in."
So the joke you feel is in bad taste.
Yeah, I wouldn't go and joke about it. If you're serious and what you sound like you're doing it for some form of entertainment.
Potentially, I can take.
So
I can take that.
That no.
But all right, let's
do your hair.
leave that aside.
Don't use your daughter for the entertainment purposes.
All right, leave that aside.
Because why? That might be the reason why they find it.
No. If you listen to the podcast, maybe that could be part of it, but they don't like the idea that a white man is trying to
learn how to do this.
No. Go into a safe space for black people and try and jump in there because you feel that you have the
right to be in there.
the right, because can't you go and they were saying ask some of her family or find somebody else.
I was about to say that.
And he owns Reddit. There's gonna be Reddit threads that you could go into about black women's hair that are open, or don't even go into a closed group. Go into an open, because these are private groups, they're closed groups. Find an open group to go into. Why is it that you as a white man feel you have to jump into black people's space?
I get it. If it's closed, why are you there?
So my thing is, just as you was like fleshing that out, I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking to myself, is this in some kind of way potentially a disrespect to Serena and her family?
It's a disrespect
because he hasn't. We don't know if he's consulted them or not, but he's now gone to go clean outside.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Looking at Venus's and Serena's hair choices in the past,
yeah,
I might not, Keisha, Becky, I might not ask them to. I'm gonna lie.
With their hair,
I hear that, but yours.
He's like, I love you, but I don't love your hair.
But yes, but
I am not my hair.
From what you are saying, you are suggesting that the blackness of their family extends to only those two. They have.
Have you seen the mum?
I haven't seen the mum. No, I haven't.
Yeah, same thing.
And then the dad. And they got cousins.
And let me ask you the question.
They're from the hood. They got Keisha and them.
Come on. Let me ask you the question, because
and Becky.
Technically, this daughter has got mixed race hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that exactly the same texture as black people's hair?
Well, the black people hair goes from like the 1A to
4C.
4 to 4C or 4D or whatever it is. And I believe that mixed race people's hair usually falls within that
bracket.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Because I was thinking, why wouldn't he go to something about mixed race?
Why didn't he ask his Armenian friend Kardashian?
He could have did that. Are they friends though?
They're from Albania. There's not a lot of them around.
Armenia.
They got to stick together.
Not Albania.
Wherever.
Albania's where they lick off shots in the air.
They're all ethnic.
My question in this one is, do you think naming your daughter Olympia is giving her a stripper name?
Ooh, I'm not going to talk on that
I
because
think this Olympia is meant to be a powerful name. Like that's because people have appropriated it in certain spaces.
I don't think it's even been appropriated. Where did you get that Olympia as a stripper name?
I know a stripper by the name of Olympia.
That's why. So now that's because you want stripper.
That's just you.
You raggedy bitch. That's exactly what
I finally watched, because I haven't seen that film. You know.
Yeah, you seen it? Is it Way to Excel?
No, I don't think. If it is,
it's one of them films.
It's one of those films. And it's a meme now where the man is drunk.
You know, and he's wearing his leather vest.
You raggedy bitch.
You raggedy bitch.
Sorry. You would laugh at that. Sorry, I just think that's just you, man. Okay. That is not a stripper name.
You sure?
So so basically I'm the only one then. You guys are,
I can see where
yeah, because it's a closed group. If it wasn't a closed group, I'd be like, it's open, innit? You say it's open for everyone, but you closed it.
He's had many avenues to go to, and he chose to go to that avenue, and I think it was for
And he broadcast it as well.
entertainment purposes.
It was for banter.
He's mocking
Whether
the
to
thing.
grow his profile, whether to grow a profile, or just to cause.
Or just to show, I want to look after my black daughter.
Woke.
I want to look after my black daughter.
I think maybe sometimes I'm just naive.
Look,
Dash this out
now
there.
that I have had a child with one of these black women, I am now part of your community. You can't stop me. I'm here.
Yeah, it's kind of true though.
No, I'm not disputing it. I just
He's been invited to the cookout.
oh god, that invite to the cookout face.
Oh,
I know it's so played out now.
What you do with the chicken is so fantastic. You actually cook it. It's wonderful.
No, but I think it's more of a case of, as I said, if it was an open group and it was somebody that maybe black people saw as somebody that they mess with, I suppose. I don't know how I don't know if they mess with this guy or not. But yeah, you see as a case that it was an open group. He wanted to learn. He went in there and learned, and then maybe told his brethren. I'm in this group looking at. I don't think people would have any problem with it. It's because he went to go and announce it.
Yeah, the announcement is the problem.
And then went to go and say, these lot are not going to let me in. Look at these blacks. They're going to let me in. You know what I mean? I just think it's a bit nonsensical. That's your daughter, and if you really want to know what's going on with your daughter, you'll find the best avenue to do that. Not make a joke of it.
Black people can't even get in your country without trouble.
All right.
Can you?
What?
Another thing.
Trust me.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I call myself the podfather, not only because I'm one of the originators in this game, or we are, but because I listen to so many podcasts. And I feel that the way we in the black UK podcast spare talk, more than Americans as well.
Did you say spare as in instead of
I meant
spare?
Yeah, because I have a lisp.
Sphere.
I have a lisp, so it's hard for me.
I never really noticed your lisp.
It comes out times like that.
Okay, go on.
We say things because you mentioned the racialist stuff, and you can go through any podcast in the UK. I'm telling you this now.
Yep.
And you'll hear a remark about somebody from another culture. Like our last episode, it was, Simple Simon was quite bad slinging cakes in this and that direction. I'm not gonna. You were doing your ad libs, your racial ad libs.
Oh, Sinn Féin.
Yes. Well, not just that. Many of them, and I feel that what's good for the goose is good for the gander, because I feel if I was listening to a white podcast and they were making a couple of comments that I wouldn't necessarily be able to get offended because I do the same thing on my podcast.
Well, Brilliant Idiots is one. Andrew Schultz makes bare black comments. People just
does that bother anybody?
Well, Andrew Schultz. When I'm in the car with my missus, it bothers her, but she doesn't necessarily gets into football. She's like, who is this guy? Why is he so racist? She just thinks he's racist. Remember there was a whole point in time when everybody thought he was a racist as well.
Yeah.
He's got this YouTube video thing with comedians, and they try their best to think of the most racist jokes that they can muster. And the funny thing is that there's no black man in the crew of 4. So I think there's it's 3 white guys and an Asian guy. And some of the jokes, man,
Akash.
oh my God, they're bad.
Is Andrew Schultz
They're
Jewish?
bad funny. No, he's not Jewish.
No, not bad
He's
funny.
Scottish.
I'm gonna post one joke that this guy done, this British guy. I'll post it in a second, but it's bad, really, really bad. You know what I mean? And when
Jim Davison's bad.
I think borderline. Trust me. You know when we say that comedians can say what they like because it's comedy, but this one's serious, man.
Because I feel when I'm listening to this podcast, I'm thinking, boy, sometimes you're going to bleeding edge, and the type of things you'll get offended over. For me, is not as close as some of the stuff you're saying.
Of course.
Nowhere near it.
That's the program we've required of the
privilege.
The privilege. That's what they call our privileges. Even though they're trying to kill young girls and be mothers of children and all this stuff. These that mad thing with the woman to try to shoot the woman
in the car.
I'm
not going into that again, man.
Yeah, because I'll go mad. Because but yeah,
you talk about I saw a Becky last night or something like that, and
Keisha.
Is it Jim Carr or something Carr?
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
Oh, Jimmy Carr's hilarious.
He's funny, and he'll cut close to the edge as well.
Yeah, very close.
So
to the edge.
we'll say something like that. And this dude got. So I don't know if you've heard the story. Again, I was from the same podcast. I heard it actually, where he was watching the Love Island. I think he saw
The Love Island, you're an old man.
Yeah.
You watching the Love Island?
It was
Watching the Love Island, are ya?
You're one day the black woman.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You one day.
And he's a white dude, and he said, "Oh yeah, I knew you would." And let me finish my
so
thing.
cool,
first,
innit?
He said,
I played.
he said,
Play this one.
yeah, I could do it. I like you one day. I like a bit of coffee. And there was uproar on because I think he tweeted this uproar. This is what happened. Searched his name, found him on LinkedIn, contacted his workplace. Man is fired.
Oh, you got fired for that.
Because they.
But he said, I like a bit of coffee.
He said, yeah, I like you one day. I like coffee. I'm a fan of coffee.
Here we go. You ready?
I think
He should have said, black coffee, no sugar,
It's
no
not
cream.
odd yet.
I think one of the
One day.
I don't know.
You ran that, yeah?
Give me the cue.
Big
then.
up Rejoice, because Rejoice, one of her tweets, I think that she even has a tag of tweets. Have you ever seen it?
We need to get just back on.
I think when she said that one woman must have said, "Oh, I like you." He called her a chocolate or something, and she goes, "Ooh, what did she call him? A sizzling samosa." So I think it was an Asian guy.
She said one Asian person like DM'd me and
Sizzling
called me,
samosa.
"I like sexy chocolate" or something. He said, "Yeah, I like
Sizzling samosa, and the man got offended by it. But do you see how it goes? She's referred to him as a food from their culture. He's referred to them as a food that they're supposed to look like. I don't know. It's what it is, isn't it?
I remember I was in Barcelona and they had dolls. The white dolls smell of vanilla and the black dolls smell of chocolate.
Oh, wow.
But that's Spain. So that is Spain. You got this clip you want to play, Mr. Wolf?
Yeah, that's what I call you, boy. Negrito.
And this is courtesy of Victor Daniels, the comedian, as well. Yeah, just one sec.
So Victor's on there.
No.
What is the most offensive joke that you've ever written?
If only Africa had more mosquito nets, then every year we could save millions of mosquitoes from dying needlessly of AIDS.
The thing I have the biggest problem with that joke is he reeled that motherfucker off so quickly.
Because he knows it's that. He says the word. He knows that bad, and he knows
Because he
I could
knows
never
it.
say- I could never say that word.
The comedians,
I could never say that joke
I don't think that makes any difference.
No, but he wasn't even slightly uncomfortable about it.
because it's Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr is Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, but they're in a room full of whites as well. And he's
I think
he's sitting on a
these
panel.
people.
Yeah, he's sitting on a panel full of white folks.
How do you guys feel about that joke?
I didn't think it was that funny.
I didn't.
It wasn't funny at all.
I think it's very clever.
No, as in,
It's clever, but I
don't think it's clever.
I do. I think it's, the reason why, because I wouldn't have thought of it myself personally. Maybe
and
that's why.
but I wasn't massively offended by it at the same time. I was kind of like,
I think it's very insensitive.
That's a good word.
I think it's very
that's the
insensitive.
Is it insensitive to AIDS victims or to black people or both?
to black people, as well as AIDS victims in Africa and young children?
and mosquitoes.
Fuck no,
Fuck the mosquitoes.
So you come with your own dry joke.
No, I mean, I like what Big Wahala is saying is very insensitive, but I am slightly offended by it, man. Because these are our people at the end of the day, man. You know, these are children, vulnerable children who are dying at the bucket loads to AIDS, and unfortunately, we can't get enough aid to them
Okay.
to help them.
If a black
You know what I
American
mean?
said that about, if it was Chris Rock that said the
I don't care who it was that said it. I think it's really, really insensitive and really bad and offending. It's,
So you're not offended, you're not offended because of,
joke,
of his race. You're offended because it's just an offensive joke to you.
both.
So the race makes a difference.
It does.
So that's what I'm saying. If a black comedian said the same thing,
It would
to you,
still. I would still find it offensive.
but you wouldn't find it as offensive.
No. It's like if a black man says the N-word, innit? And then a white man says the N-word. It's similar.
Okay,
It's a similar
I'll be
kind of
offended
thing.
by both. Yeah, but one will offend me more. Yeah, I get
blatantly,
that.
because we stop people when a black person says it. It's like, bruv, don't call me that. But you know, they're
trying to rip off his face.
exactly.
But there's different connotations behind that, though. That's why.
that was a bad joke. I think the worst joke I've ever heard, a Jewish person told it to me, and after they told me the joke, I was like, "You lot are deep, man." Like, I've got quick wit and a dark humor, but I wouldn't have thought of these things that these people are coming out with. So I don't know. That was bad, but I don't know. I can live. I guess I can live.
You can live, man, but
So the coffee thing, offensive. A white man says likes coffee when he's talking about black women.
I know what he's getting at, but again,
It's not even sweet. Man said he wants the bitter one.
It's for me. I'm like
Simple Simon. You're not.
It's not overly for me.
Yeah,
I get why some people
It's offensive.
feel away. Yeah.
It's not.
feel it's offensive?
I'm not going to say it's
In
not
a way.
offensive. I can see somebody being offended by it. I'm not particularly.
Because some women don't like and men, we don't like the whole fetish feeling that we get from.
We can't be
some-
offended because we say we
white
call
folks.
women a meat.
No. I'm talking men and women. So there's black men who have white women fetish. I can't say the word.
You know
But
what?
I'm talking about.
I heard this the other day, and a little light bulb went over my head, and I said, I'm gonna stop that from now. If that comes up, I'm gonna query it.
Stop what?
This thing about usually it comes down to, as a black woman, I don't like to be fetishized by
Fetishized. That's it.
by white men. You only want me because you like black women, or maybe as a white man, maybe all your past girlfriends have been black. Bruv, what are you doing?
What's this guy
I need to
doing,
stretch out my legs, and these men are
But
not allowing me to do so.
But I'm gonna pull out the plug, bruv. So every your past history of girlfriends have all been black or something like that, or all been Asian, and you fetishize us. And for me, it get to the point where it's like, fetishize. Are you going through the different definition of it?
No, go keep going.
Because what it is that this is what I like. That's I lust after this thing. So for me, I looked at it and I said, so end of the day, you could easily say Stavros Boss fetishizes. Here's my list where it comes in again.
Fetishizes.
Bottom. Blatantly.
But it's not a race though.
It doesn't
Bottom is
matter.
not a race.
No, but it's a part of. It's
but
something about
fetishism doesn't have
Yeah.
any specifics.
Some people they like feet. Some people they like dreadlocks. Some people they like light skin. Some people they like black women. You could say I fetishize black women. It's just not an issue because I'm a black man. So, but if a white man does it, all of a sudden it's an issue. Or if an Asian man does it,
It
it's
depends
an issue.
on what they.
I think
in the
it
way they
goes
deal
back.
with it.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the slavery times, man.
No, you take it there. It doesn't have to be that. You could just look at black women and just like what black women.
No, but there's certain. There are some people that's like that, and there's other people that do fetishize, and they say they want
what they can't have.
like a certain thing. I want to have the darkest dark one I can find.
Yes,
and
what's wrong
hold
with
on,
that?
let me finish.
Sorry.
And they'll be like, then they'll start telling you that they want you to be doing this, that,
Whoa,
and the
whoa,
other.
whoa.
Remember, I think we spoke about that on a previous podcast that he wanted his black whole sex woman. What do we call prostitute? That's it. He wanted his black prostitute to pretend that she was a slave or something, and that she had to say certain things. Can you remember that?
Yeah, that happens. And
Yeah,
in
and their
in that
mindset
case,
can be
then
that.
then
And they-
obviously it's a different.
There
story.
are people that fetishize over.
I think
certain
everybody
things.
fetishises something.
Okay, that's fine.
As in, everybody likes something about generally. So whether it's I like short women or tall women or this type of hair or that type of skin tone or that, for me, like I said, is bottom.
It's an extension of your preference.
It is, yeah.
In certain cases,
It's a hard preference.
Yeah, but some men prefer. But you got some
take the
people.
hard preference.
No, but you got some people who prefer. No, I prefer my white girl. So they're a white guy. I prefer white women, but I fetishize over that black chocolate over there.
yeah, that's true. I will never marry a black
coffee.
woman,
But
but I want all I think about is black women, and I think about
Just
what their
giving it
nipples
to
look
them.
different to white women's nipples or something like that. I don't know.
All right, okay. All right, you know, maybe all right. I've thought of it. I've brought it up, and you've actually smashed that one
I
down.
can't remember what I was talking about.
So I'm gonna
That's quite often.
take it back slightly.
Bare buzzing in my ear, bruv.
Yeah. Okay. You man's just gonna have to deal with that because it doesn't come up on the actual podcast. You don't hear that.
Alright,
so
go on.
just do it. You brought up your son having his first party and you going there to stalk him, and I was gonna jump in there, but I held back.
Take that.
Because today is as well as being the day that this dude is getting married, it is also Father's Day.
Father's Day.
So happy Father's Day to Simple Simon,
Gaza.
and Mr. Wolf.
Yes, sir.
And we got a question
No respect, you know.
that has.
I'm not a
well,
father.
what can I say?
They don't respect us in this podcast. You know?
And to the uncles, and
Nah, fuck you.
Damn you!
Fuck your leg compliments.
All right, I got a question that has been sent in. So, this,
okay.
yeah,
I see
it's an audio. It was just sent to me. It was only sent 8:30. So obviously we were busy running
I
around.
want to see if it's man or woman.
So you will hear it, it is something. And also, if you want to send your own, this is a voice note. If you want to send it in, you can record it on your phone and email it to esnpodcast@gmail.com. We will receive it and we will play it like so.
Well, go on, ESN. So I got one for the dads. I'm going to be a dad very soon to my first little girl. I want to know what's important to you as black parents, especially to teach your child.
Can I just say, yeah? He sounds like the man that, you know, when they do this snitching or whatever, and they want to hide their voice. That's what he sounds like, isn't it? You son.
Some robotic thing.
Yeah, what's going on anyway?
There's also some writing to go with that.
Okay, cool.
So it's not very clear from the note, but it's his and our first child.
Yeah.
Not just first daughter, it's the first child, full stop. Just so happens it's going to be a girl. Also, as an annotation, his dad wasn't around when he was younger, and this is the partner sending this now. My dad was in the house till I was about 7 or 8, but you wouldn't have known. He's not a good dad at all, and we don't have a relationship. We are both eager to break the cycle. So being as it's Father's Day, and we've had this very poignant question sent in about what advice you could give a new father.
Boy, you know what I would say to this young man and this lady is that
How you know they're young?
He's old, so everyone's young to him.
Yeah,
you're a joker, man. Just by going by that text message and what they have said, that they are eager to do better than their parents. You know, as much as advice as we could give them, I think that they're on the right path already. Their mindset is correct. They seem like they've got their head on their shoulders. There is no blueprint to this parenting thing. You know what I mean? There are certain fundamentals
Beat your child.
Huh? Beat your child. There are certain fundamentals that you should have in place. You know, discipline from very, very early. But I think that you guys are in the right kind of frame of mind to be good parents. What I will say is, just discipline is good, man. Love and discipline. And you know when you get them kids that do and say silly things that are rude and disrespectful.
Yeah.
And then you get certain people like, hey, look what you said, they're so funny. He said stupid, he said shut up. Don't do that. You get me? As soon as you think that your child is doing something that is not right, then you let them know. And kids know that they're not doing, they will test you, and then you let them know. You let them know that they're not doing the right thing, and you make sure that you are the boss and you are the parent, and you need to discuss with your missus and with your husband or your partner, whatever, whether you do think it's right to beat your child, because
You go right to the beating still, boy.
yeah, you have to, because if you haven't had that discussion, you better talk about it now, because some people think that it's not the right thing to do, other people think that it's okay. I was brought up with both my parents in the house. I got beats, and I don't see any problem with the beats that I got personally.
I'm not going to the beats, but one thing I would say as a non-father, but
non-father,
is that you just don't pressure yourself too much, man.
Yeah,
that's something like they already feel like they pressure that they have to make sure they don't have the same cycle. Make sure we're not the same like we are our parents.
I'll disagree with you 180 degrees.
No, I'm not
The
saying that
exact opposite.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You shouldn't be on job. But I'm saying don't put your pressure on yourself. That if you don't, because what you then do is you have this belief of how you should be as a parent. I think if you put pressure on yourself and you say, I definitely don't want to be like my father, so I think I have to be like this because this is the type of father that a father should be like. The minute that you don't necessarily match that, you now putting pressure on yourself to think, oh, maybe I'm not being a good father, when maybe you're actually a fantastic father, and the way that you are as a father is really, really good. It just doesn't match what you think you should have been, because your father wasn't like that and you wanted to be the complete opposite of him, but you're not actually the complete opposite of him. You're just still a good father. You put pressure on yourself because you think that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, and
that can bring its own stresses on yourself, because we know after childbirth, you know, there can be certain depressions that can come into play, and you've got to factor that into being a parent.
Yeah, strain in the relationship.
So there could be a strain in a relationship, and a lot of relationships break up soon after a child is born.
That's true.
So the pressures that Big Wahala is talking about is don't put pressure on yourself. Kind of ease yourself into it. And like I said, your mind seems to be in that right place already.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You understand?
Just by asking the question, it means that resonates. It means something.
Yeah.
That you're thinking of something. But I disagree with both of you guys about not putting pressure on yourself. I understand what you're saying about don't run away from the sins of the father to try and rectify that too much. Yeah, I agree with that part. It's not just that this before was bad, so I'm running in the exact opposite direction. Maybe the exact opposite direction is not the best thing. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but if that is part of it, which obviously it means something because you've written that in the post. Yeah, you don't necessarily just have to run in the opposite direction. But for me, I feel that the things you take seriously, you put pressure on yourself to do well. And there's no more important job in this life than being a parent. And that is, if there's anything you're going to put pressure on, like for instance, my missus puts pressure on herself when it comes to work. And I don't, because it's just work. And I just don't care about it. I go there to get paid. I don't go there because it's important. My child is important. I put all the pressure on myself. Everything, like, that's where I'm put all the focus, effort, pressure. I think 100 times about that, as opposed to something else where I don't think about it at all.
I don't think for me, the pressure is not the right word. I think you're taking it seriously.
Yeah,
but that's pressure, and I think they should take it seriously. But I don't think you should pressurize yourself to the point where you cannot function because you're too busy dealing with pressure.
Well, now you've taken it to the next level.
I'm saying pressure is a big thing. It can make you.
Not everyone can
handle it. And
so then what?
And you're putting pressure on yourself that you yourself has over exaggerated the pressure on yourself. Like, I need to be like this. I need to be like this. I need to be like this. And you don't match it.
Then try harder, innit? You need to be a good parent. That's your job.
No one's disputing that you shouldn't be a good parent. But I think sometimes people have an ideal of what a good parent is, and it's not necessarily what it is.
Okay, but you're going down that road. I'm not going down that road. All I'm saying is put pressure on yourself. You're being very specific in certain things. I'm not being specific. I'm saying as a general idea, you should put pressure on yourself to be a good parent. You shouldn't be lax about it because I feel that is why there are so many bad parents out there, because they don't put so much emphasis on it, or because they find it hard and then they slack because it is a hard job, and then it's like I can't do this. So for instance, I brought up the other day that putting your child in front of the TV to let them watch the TV because it's easier than having to sit there and read to them or play with them or do something. But obviously, them sitting in front of the TV is not the best thing for them. But it's so much easier. So the pressure I put on myself, whereas I might switch on the TV or I might think to put it on and it's like, or give them the tablet and be like, no, let me sit there and do something. That is pressure. It's not like pressure. It's not because how many millions of parents or billions of parents are there. But it is a pressure. It's something that I now have to take time out of my day to do this instead of doing that. Instead of taking the easy way. That's what I mean by pressure. Simple, Simon?
Just to interject, and I'll be very quick. I do think that you need to think about the two words though. And you may use that word pressure as opposed to taking something seriously. I know that I could take work seriously, which I do sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't pressurize myself.
Okay, fine then.
You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand that pressure is a big thing that not everybody can handle.
All right, so
you understand.
Dealing with semantics,
I'll park that up.
We'll say, all right, and take it. Obviously they're taking it seriously by answering their question. Anyways.
And that's the thing. Simple.
Sorry, simple.
Gaza. So, first of all, congratulations. Congratulations on the it's like that sometimes. Congratulations on the pregnancy and the imminent child that's to come. First of all, second of all, congratulations for the question that you've asked. I think a lot of times we have a singular view of what we are going through, and it seems like the two of you have spoken at length about this, about your own parental experience from your own parents, and you've come to the conclusion that it's something that you wouldn't like to impose on somebody else's life, especially your own child. So congratulations for that. I don't mean to sound condescending when I say that, but you'd be surprised at how many people have lived that experience, haven't had conversations about how not to relive and repeat the mistakes of the past. That being said, one of the things I would suggest By no means I'm no expert, but over time and with observation, I've seen that sometimes we say, when I was young, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. And then we make it our duty to make sure we don't do that to our own children. And even though we mean well, sometimes we get so caught up in not having stuff repeated that we didn't like to our children that we actually ignore our children. And what I mean by that is, as much as there were things that you didn't like and there are things that your partner didn't like, you and your partner are not the child. So you have to have an extra layer of vigilance that will allow you to see who your child is as an individual, because they are an individual, and you have to tailor your approach in regards to what you didn't like and also who your child is as an individual. I would say, as advice, you have to be more vigilant. You have to be aware that your relationship is two-way. Yes, you are a parent and your child should have some obedience towards you, but at the same time, they are an individual, and you have to be a little bit more patient and have that little extra bit of vigilance with them. Outside of that, you are a partnership, and the two of you are a strength together, and you should definitely have really good open lines of communication, and you should be able to have both serious and jokey conversations as well, and that should be a family event. I think sometimes when we get into looking at the responsibility of being parents, we kind of go a bit overboard with applying pressure to ourselves, and sometimes we can do a bit too much in the way of being afraid and being overcautious. So take it as it comes. You have to roll with the punches, so to speak. But at the same time, remember that you are each other's support mechanism.
Yeah, you know what? That's an important thing, because I don't think that one of the things about being a big good parent is that the best examples for as they actually explain it now is how your family structure is.
Yeah,
and I think the way that you treat each other and the way that you have expression for each other, the love that you show each other, the laughs, the jokes, the banter, all that type of stuff is a reflection onto your child. Your child will then see that happiness within their heart and within their family structure and be like, you know, my family's happy, and that would then hopefully flow back onto them.
That trickles down.
Yeah, and they'll feel, you know, they're at ease. They'll feel like, you know, my family's just a good family. We're in a good space. We're all happy. If you come home and you're treating me all nice, but then you and the mum is cussing each other every single day, that's not, you know.
And they pick that up.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
pick all that up. They'll be like,
for sure.
They're not gonna. It's not gonna then reflect good on them because you've just been a good dad to them. If you're treating each other badly, because what they will focus on is the fact that you're treating each other badly, and not necessarily that you're being a good father to me or mother to me. So look after each other, innit? Make sure that you don't seem like you're, you know, only caring about the child and making sure that the child's your number one priority. That's wonderful, but make sure you look after each other at the same time.
You definitely have to do that.
That is another way of showing, you know, how good a parent you are, because you're also a good partner.
For the dad,
I have no children, by the way.
Sorry, I don't know the name, but for the dad, there you may have slight prangs of feeling neglected when your child first comes along. That's natural. That is normal. I don't know about everybody else on the panel here, but you'll get that, because the concentration of a mother with a child normally, in most cases, is that the child becomes the most important thing.
Did you feel neglected?
Did I feel neglected? Fortunately not, because I knew what was going on. I was aware of what was going on. And I'm not saying that this gentleman might not be, but at the same time, if you're not thinking about it, when it happens, it kind of can step back and be like, oh.
No, it's good advice, because I've heard it, man, very close to us as well.
Yeah, as well.
So it's, you know,
did you?
Yeah,
you didn't. I was gonna.
No, not me.
Yeah, so
but I know it's a thing. It's an actual thing where the term I've heard used is that the man gets jealous of the baby.
Yeah.
Or the relationship between the mother and child, because before, let's say you were together 3 or 4 years, it was just me and you. We did everything together. We partied together. Blah blah. We sex together. We slept together. And then when the child comes, I'm pushed to the side. Our relationship is no longer the same.
Man cheap because of that.
And so now you know, I'm not the first to, even stuff like when the child gets older, well, you feed the child before you feed me now.
Yeah.
Even simple things like that.
It's a lot of stuff. This is why I'm making the approach, and I'm saying to the brother that this is there are going to be some things that happen, especially in the early stages, that you're going to look at and be like, whoa, what's going on here? But what you have to understand is it's not a disrespect to you. It's something that is a regular occurrence. It happens all over the place, and you also have to understand the other side of why it's occurring as well. As much as you two of you have come together and gone half on a baby, whether we like it or not, this child has been inside the woman for 9 months.
You know the mad thing, that works both ways as well.
They've shared heartbeats and stuff.
No, because it works both ways, especially with daughters.
Yeah, no.
Because daughters grow up and they love their dads.
No,
and then the mums get jealous.
Yeah, but let me land. That's what I'm coming to.
I just wanted to take it.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm single for my last day.
Yeah, I hear you. So I'm saying,
hours.
So
it's done now.
Yeah, for real. So I'm saying that you have to understand that the connection between your child and your child's mother will be very, very strong in the beginning. They shared heartbeats for a very long time. And they will have an emotional connection that you may not initially understand. As you have a daughter, how things usually go, I'm not saying it's definitely going to have to be like that for you, but how things usually go is that you, as long as you pay enough attention, you will become the recipient of a lot of attention, and you will become the recipient of what I like to call the superhero syndrome. As it currently stands at the moment, my daughter's 4 years old, and just walking in the house alone, I haven't done anything yet. I just open the front door and I get celebrations when I come in.
She's expecting you to get shift every time. That's why you leave the house
every day. Yeah, and
I was talking to Webbs just about that.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling, because when it first happens, you think, okay, but then when you see it's consistently. Every single time you walk in the front door, this child is ecstatic, elated that you've walked back through the front door. It gives you more purpose and it gives you more reason to walk back through the front door.
You know, that's not
so your time is coming, my G.
That's not just a parent thing, because even me, when I walk into a house and they all scream, Uncle, and they see me and I'm like, it makes me feel like you get a good feeling.
You get a feeling, yeah.
That they're going to greet you, you know, they want to greet you well.
But it's because you exist, you know what I'm saying? So you got that to come. So I'm saying in the early stages, if you start to feel like, hang on a minute, where do I fit in with all of this? Why am I now taking the back seat? It's normal. And at the same time, you also have to accept that there is going to be a small period of time where you'll have to go through that. Please express it to your partner. You need to talk about that as well.
Webbs, got anything to add as an uncle?
Yeah, sorry. Cool. First of all, thank you for the question. Well done and congratulations. A lot of the brothers already said most of this, but I'll say also laughter. Laughter is a very big thing.
Oh, yes.
It's very important in a relationship.
Oh, yes.
With you and your partner.
While they're pregnant as well.
Yeah, as well as you and your child. And it's what your child sees outside of the house when they're in your company as well as inside of the house. How you treat people on road, how you act while you're out. Your child picks up so many things. For the first 7 years, their brain is a sponge. So they take everything in. So if they're seeing positivity, then they will emit positivity as well. And try not to say no too much to your child. Especially in the
tell them no.
No, especially in the early stages. You shouldn't enforce negative comments and connotations.
Can I stab myself? No.
Daddy, if I stab myself for this,
yes.
Maybe don't do that.
Last thing, breastfeed if you can.
Yeah.
What?
I know that's controversial, but breastfeed if you can. Not for the dad, but for the couple. For the couple.
Man, just gonna whip it out one time.
But Dad, you should remember,
hard.
You had that child first before you gave it to the wife.
God, why are you getting on like that?
I'm saying it, man. What? She come from me. She came from me.
I'm just saying, breastfeed as much as you can.
Child came from me.
It's mad.
It's not mad. It's very natural.
It's very natural, but it sounds mad in the time that we live in. But if you can, because I'm not gonna sit here and expect that everybody can do it, because it's not true.
Yeah.
So if you can,
latching is an issue.
Yeah, it's an issue. But if you can, breastfeed as much as you can. If you do come into difficulty with it, that's not a problem. Like again, that's not a problem. That's not a problem.
It ain't no problem.
Because that's also natural as well. It happens that people can't do it for whatever reason. Yeah. But if you can,
painful.
By all means, if you can, please do that. And do it for as long as you can as well. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. All right. So the guys have done anything. I want to add my things on because I haven't said anything yet. So let me see. All right. Don't Google Gaga with the child. talk to the child as you believe you want them to talk when they grow older.
Gaza.
All right. So none of that baby talk. You talk. Just talk normally. That's one. Two is something about
Mary.
Please no. This relationship that some of the guys have brought up already. Have the family unit. Understand it's a family unit. You learn together. You're growing together, and yes, the child will pick up on the things that you're doing. Make sure you understand that, because there will be something that you're doing in another room, thinking that the child is not understanding or picking up, but that is all they do. That is all a child is there to do, is to take things in. And I know it's such a what's the word again?
Cliche.
It's such a cliche, but it's because it's just the truth. That is all they are there to do. That is their purpose in life up until a certain age, and that age is whatever it is. But that is their job. It's just to I'm here to learn because I must learn to survive. So I'm picking up everything. So just keep that in mind. Play with your child. The way that children learn is by playing. So you're gonna have to learn to play different ways with your child, whether it's when they're very, very young and keeping them occupied, keeping their time. And as they grow older, making sure you play puzzles, taking them out, go to the park. These experiences help children learn. Also, what I've done with my child, I don't know about anybody else, I think it's been very, very helpful, is to, I'm not going to say take them on holidays. I actually think that helps, but obviously not everyone can afford that. But take them out. Take them out of the house. What you find is that children that outside of school, children spend more time at home than prisoners do in prisons. That's the stat. They just don't go out. If they're not going to school, they're not going out anywhere. Take your child out. Take them to the park. Take them to other parts of London. Take them to the museums, galleries. This is when they get a bit older. I've been doing it with my child since before she can walk. So I've been doing it from young. But obviously you don't have to do it from that young. But do it. Let them experience the world, because that is a way of learning as well. Also, so that is doing things as a family unit. It's not specific to the parent. As a dude, because this question was specific for the man, how do you deal with growing up with a daughter? First of all, I'm going to tell you about dealing with the missus. Like Simple Simon said, she might, and Mr. Wolf said, she might go through some sort of depression or some sort of issues after the child has been born. You have to be very patient with that. This does happen. You have to be the man and step up to the plate, where it's, yes, you might feel a bit of a ways, but you have to switch on your delicate side, your tender side, and understand that she's going through things that you can never experience as a man, and you have to just be there for her and be there for your child. That's one.
I think I'll find that hard, you know.
You're gonna have to.
It requires empathy, man. It just requires empathy.
I'm not the most empathetic person. If it's disrespect, it's disrespect. I don't care what's happening.
I'll get you, but you're gonna treat her differently than if it was just, Tuesday.
Look at his face. No, he's not.
Yeah, but I'll still have a reaction to it.
Of course, but you have to temper that.
Yeah,
with an understanding that she is going through stuff. There are hormones and things going through your body that she has no control over.
You can control it.
This child has sucked something away from your woman.
The insult can be controlled.
So, like you said, with the breastfeeding,
certain
maybe,
women turn Tourette's.
Yeah. Maybe all of a sudden there's no sex for 6 months after the baby's, a year after the baby, and you might be thinking, what? Deal with it, bro.
It's true.
Stuff like that.
And if it gets like that, you can always holler again, bro. We could talk to you offline as well, like that.
Sleepless nights between both of you might cause friction in the relationship.
I'm never gonna
deal with it, bro.
That stuff came
deal with it, bro.
And he looked broken.
Why?
I don't think you had any sleep or something, and you just came, but you just looked defeated, man. It's like the child has won.
Well, I never had the issue with sleepless nights because I slept through. I was crying. So
no, that day you did it because you came and you was. That's the one. I've seen you tired before, but you look defeated.
How?
Oh well. Anyways, just pick up the slack. Whereas maybe the relationship before might have been 50-50, that child is taking away 20% and she's giving it to that child. You have to pick up that extra 20% and pull your weight. Maybe she did all the housework before. Maybe she did all the cooking before. You have to pull your weight now. She has obviously.
What if you did all of that
as a man?
You just carry
then
on.
keep doing it, innit?
And then she has the baby and now she wants an extra 20% from you.
Yeah, yes, then that's what you have to do. It's not a forever thing, but through the first year or so, yes, that's your job. That's your job. Part of being, when we say real man do this, a man runs the house. There are downsides to that. It's not just I tell you what to do. I'll bring home the bacon. You do things my way. When times get tough, as the man now, there are things that you have to do you don't want to do. It's hard, and if you want the good side, you have to take the bad side as well.
To be a woman,
to be a black man, and that's that. There's a lot of other things, but we've been talking about this for nearly half an hour now. So
really. That long?
Yeah, it's 1:26.
He got the full whack in terms of a response there. But I was wondering, was he talking about him fathering a daughter or just him being a father?
Specific to a daughter as well.
Because we didn't really touch on that.
Well, that's something that I was just about to veer off into that. But if you got something before
well, I don't know. I mean, the idea is that you've got a newborn child on the way, so you father the child. You understand what I'm saying? You father the child first. And then, you know...
you can't say that anymore without me thinking about Pusha, doesn't it?
You are hiding a child.
The word child is synonymous with Pusha T now.
God.
Well, it is a difference between a boy and a girl.
Well, I don't know.
Of course there is.
This is a weird thing. I don't know.
Right? Maybe
because I haven't raised. I haven't had a boy.
But
Mr. Wolf has both.
I just feel that maybe when they're very, very, very young.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So at that age, but there are stages that I was just discussing with Simple Simon before we came in, that it gets to the point where things change and there are information you have to give it to her. What you're just saying, that's not.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, we're talking years.
Yeah,
do you understand? So I don't know if he is looking for that, but I think it's inevitable that you will feed your child, your son, different kind of information that you would to your daughter. And it is for me anyway, I reacted differently to certain things that my son done in comparison to my daughter. You know what I mean? I think my children are very smart, and I find that girls tend to be really smart. At least my daughter was, and the young nieces and the young female cousins that I had, they were extremely smart, and she saw some of the discipline that my son went through, and in my opinion, and I've kind of looked at her in her personality, she said, I don't want that, so I'm going to behave this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that.
I hear your stuff is valid, yeah, but let's get the brother through the first step first. You get me?
Yeah, and that's
stuff that you can't think about right now.
Right, and that's the reason why I was just saying, just father the child.
Yeah.
As much as you're thinking about, I have myself a daughter, I need to have my brethren have their guns ready, you know, just in case there's some fool man that wants her. That's, you know, don't worry about that right now.
Oh,
worry about fathering your child.
Yeah,
you understand? Your child is gonna grow into a young female, a young girl, you know, a young toddler, and then you start to think about where she's gonna sit, how she's gonna sit on her uncle's lap, you know, all these kind of things.
Yeah, give it 2-3 years.
Yeah, give it a couple of years, and then you start to think about the things that you would like to teach her as a young toddler.
One big thing I forgot, and this is my last contribution: try your best, if you can, to be in the labour room when your child's being delivered. I feel like it makes a difference. I think being there at that very beginning moment has an effect. If you can hold the child first as well, that also has an effect as a man.
Yep. Yeah. I held my two first. Unfortunately, their mum had a C-section. You know what I mean? And it's not something that she wanted. She wanted to give a natural birth, but both my kids were facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
And no matter,
I ain't coming.
Yeah, they just didn't want to come out, and they were fine in there, but under the doctor's orders said before they change in terms of their heartbeat starts to race, let's do it now, because she, you know, waited a long time to try to come on. Is the dilation gonna come? What's going on? And you know, she done her part, man. I'll give her a lot of props for it.
Yeah, that's the point. Actually, during the actual birth of the child, you have to be that it starts there from when I'm talking about catering for your
That's
your
right.
missus.
That's what I'm saying.
pregnancy.
It starts.
Yeah.
Well, it starts in the pregnancy, but
that labour room thing, you have
that
to.
bit there is intense, innit? That's the intense moment where
That bit changes both your lives.
the first you might come out and you said what? And it's like you might have to deal with that, innit?
But what he would have to ask. He would have to ask.
So your woman's
his missus.
giving birth and she cusses you out. What are you doing then?
Hold on, baby.
You walking out the
No
room.
need for that language.
You're walking out the room. You're cussing her.
I'm not cussing her then, but later on we're gonna have a discussion about why you feel it's appropriate to
Whilst
be abusive.
while she's holding the sleeping child. Oh, that child is so beautiful. Oh, we made such a beautiful baby. Let me tell you about what happened earlier on. We need to talk about this.
Bruv, you just leave it alone, man. There's no need.
you don't.
Yeah, the baby's nice, but why are you calling me names for? What's wrong with you?
Preferred your sister anyway.
I ain't gonna.
That's it. That's what I was going to ask.
Go on.
Yeah, ask your partner if she actually wants you in there. I hear what you're saying. And
that's that as well.
I do think that it is
Don't
the
matter
right
what she
place
wants.
to be. But sometimes they want their mother there and they don't want anybody else.
Yeah,
And
but it's my child.
It's our child.
It's both your child. But
Yeah, exactly.
but you have to make her feel as comfortable
As possible.
If I
during
can't make
the
my
labour,
woman,
bruv.
boy, you know what?
get
I'm
me?
siding with Wahala on that one.
No, it's
Imagine my woman saying, "I don't want you there during the birth of our child."
You can feel offended and feel a way about it, but you have to make her feel comfortable
She's
during
offended the temple, man.
childbirth because the people
Offended my family.
I get you,
And
but
women have
Shaolin
died.
temple.
Women died during childbirth.
all right,
man.
okay, you know, yeah, I would cuss.
understand what
I would
I'm
cuss her afterward. Yeah,
Okay.
I get you.
So,
But yeah, I would cuss her
let's
after.
just-
So you're not gonna go in?
Oh,
If my wife, because he's right. If this is what's going to make, because you know that the how the mother feels is important to what happens with the child.
of course.
So if she's saying I don't feel comfortable with you in a room for whatever reason, I would want my mum there. I want my mummy. I want my sister. I just want women around. You know, there's some women that have sex with a man, let man lick them out all the time, but then all of a sudden when they're having birth, it's like they feel a bit of shame. I don't want you to see it or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that happens when a woman gives birth that if they've heard about it, because a lot of women don't even know about the stuff that happens when there's, and
they piss.
yeah. So
all
if
kinds of things.
they rip,
yeah.
they'll poo, they'll all this stuff. They feel these are the type of women that get before their man and put makeup on. It's like, I don't want you to see all of this stuff. I've heard what happens. I don't want you to see it. So I don't want you in the room. It's nothing to do. You know, I love you, blah blah blah. But I'm the type of woman that keeps that kind of stuff private. Okay. I don't fart in front of you. I don't want you to see me shitting and
Just don't eat that day.
stuff like that. Cool. So yeah, if a woman put it to me that way, then I guess I'll do it. If she just said I don't want you in there, I probably wouldn't put all of that stuff in my head myself. I'd just be offended.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
You don't want me in there.
Are you going
Take
to-
this slap with you.
Are you going into the next topic?
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna head off.
you're gone.
Yeah, it's getting too late now.
You're beat now. Yeah, all right, cool.
It's 1 something in the morning.
All right.
My man.
So I'll speak to you lot tomorrow.
Yeah, man, cool, brother.
Yeah.
At Big Wahala on Insta, at Big Wahala on Twitter.
Man's
Later on,
tying the
people.
knot. You
The
get me?
next time you hear from Big Wahala, he will be Mr. Big Wahala.
Mr. Big Wahala anyway.
The official though.
The official. I can't
Next
tell
time
the
you,
mic.
next time you hear from,
I'll leave it on.
next time you hear from Mr. Wahala, you'll hear the
No,
sound
you have to
of
turn it
chains clinking at the same time.
Mrs. Big
You can
Wahala.
hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving.
Can't nobody take my pride. Take that.
Good decision, my brother.
I'm surprised you even come here today, bro.
All right, we're back. But you didn't know that we had left because anyway,
Your editing is so
back.
good.
Well, I put a little something in betwin just so they know there was something there.
You should actually put some hold music.
I am going to do it. That was the idea.
Elevator music.
I was going to put the theme to Quantum Leaping.
Okay. You just don't know about them tunes.
And do not do the next bit.
Okay.
Before ER, that was my favorite program. All right, so based off that thing about the women, raising a young daughter. I sound better, don't I? Yeah, that's because Wahala's gone. Based on the thing about raising a young daughter, something popped up on another podcast that I listened to. Previous guest, the Let's Talk ladies. Hey. I love that sound effect. Anyway, so I was listening to their podcast as well, Podfather and all that. And they were talking about their worst dates. Now, I know I've got a daughter. I know that time's coming, but I feel I'm quite a liberal Nigerian parent, and I'm going to tell her, yeah, date, enjoy yourself.
If she came back and said she's a lesbian, what would you do?
Then she's a lesbian, isn't it?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, date, enjoy yourself. If she's a lesbian, date, enjoy yourself as well. I don't know what age I'm going to be cool with that, but at some point I'm going to be cool with that, and then I'm just telling you, be safe. Don't have sex with this person unless you see some sort of future with them. If I'm really, really strict, depending on what, at that point, don't have sex with them unless you feel you can have a child with them because anything can happen, etc. But anyways, dates is dates, isn't it? So that's what I'm talking about when we're like further down the line. This is not something you have to worry about yet. But they were talking about bad dates, worst dates. And one of them, I can't remember if it was Lisa or Faith because I can't tell their voices apart. And this is what she said. Guys, listen to this. She said she went on a date with a dude. They had organised, I believe, to go to the cinema. So you can go to their podcast actually and listen to it. I'll tell you which episode it was once I finish my story or her story. She's gone to link the guy, and I believe he's picked her up in one car, taken her to his house to change cars.
Baller.
Because he's stunting or something like that. Yeah, he's showing off that, I got this. I think she dealt with that cool. This is how you know this girl is girl, by the way, because of the next bit.
Bait, man.
So then he takes the next car. I believe they pull up to where they're going, or I can't remember if it's just outside his house or wherever it is. But then he told her, yeah, sit on it. And she's like, what? Sit on my lap, innit? Sit on it. And they go backwards and forwards because she's saying no. And then
hold on, are they in the car?
They're in the car. He's telling her to sit in the car. They haven't gone to wherever they're going yet. I don't know if they're just outside his house or he's driven there. But he's telling her before we get there, sit on it.
Okay.
All right. I believe those were the words. Then when she's refused, he's told her, "People don't tell me no, Okay. Which for me that's a threat now. Sit on it. And she's saying no. Then he's like,
that's no threat, bruv.
It is.
If I tell you to do something sexual to me, and then when you say no, I say people don't tell me no.
Yeah, but
that's a threat.
No, he could just be saying that, I'm the bad thing, that girls love me, and now you're telling me no. I don't usually get
okay.
no.
Then
It doesn't necessarily mean if you don't do it, I'm gonna do you something.
Do you want to say something simple?
In the context that he's just given just now, that's a threat.
I don't agree with that.
All right, cool.
Okay,
go on.
You might just be a sweet boy saying that I'm a sweet boy.
All right,
fair enough.
So, okay, what happens next is he gets out, opens the bonnet of his car, and there's a gun underneath the bonnet of his car. Do you want to retract your statement now?
Are we for real?
Yeah. Yes. It's that mad, isn't it? It's that mad.
Okay, well, you didn't get there, though.
I heard this. I was scared on her behalf. But again, this is how I know this girl's girl, because he's like, well, if you're not going to sit on it, then date's over, go home. And she's like, okay, well, take me home. And he's like, well, no, make your own way home. All right, so pay for my taxi. No, pay for yourself. If you're not going to sit on it, then go home. I ain't pay for nothing. Sorry, ladies, if I'm getting the intricacies of the story wrong, because I've only listened to it once. It was a harrowing story. So basically, she said, listen, I'm from the ends. I'm from Church Road. You can't send me home, because if you send me home and you don't even pay for my taxi, then something's coming back for you.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, this is ghetto, bruv.
Gaza.
North Wheezy. Where do we come from? They're ghettos. They're ghetto like you South Londoners. So she held her own in that respect. Like, you can't just send me home. I cannot even pay him. So somehow this thing gets resolved where they actually go somewhere. Now, they were meant to go to cinema, but I believe they would go to eat or just do something. So she, for some reason, she still decided to actually do something with this dude.
So hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just rewind. So she refused to get on it, and he just, showed her the piece.
Pop the trunk on her.
Yes.
Showed her the piece that
maybe I've got the
9 milli.
Maybe I've got the actual ABC. I might have done it BAC. Okay. But all of these things she said.
Happened.
Right? So because the bit where they go on the actual date might have happened before he told her to go home. Maybe he asked her to sit on it again. I can't remember. But all of this actually happened.
Okay.
So then eventually, after they've had their date, he actually does send her home. He's like, well, I ain't getting them from you. I think it's maybe come back to mine. You ain't come back to mine. It's fine, then go home. I'm not paying for the thing. Eventually, after her comeback, he pays. And he says, but I want my money back. Yeah, I'm not just paying for you. I want my money back. She agrees. Goes home. Forgets about him. And then apparently a week or so later, or a few days later, the man sends a message like, where's my money? And then there was a threat in the, if you don't give me my money, yada, yada, yada.
Money for the cab.
Yeah. And then she sent the money back. And this scared the daylights out of me because she was talking so nonchalantly about it. Like, and the girls weren't going, what? You know, women. Yes, you could say there's an ant there and they're doing somersaults. These women were just listening like, yeah, let me tell you about my story. That I was like, so is this not like the biggest deal in the world? Are these girls that hood, or is this story that normal? That you can say the man lifted up his hood, not that hood, of his car, showed you a gun, and the date continued. And for me, then I realized I actually need the shotgun for my daughter when she's going out, because I thought people were normal. And all these stories I've heard of, you don't know what it's like to be a woman, it's hitting me more now. It's not that it's never hit me before, but that story.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman.
Giving all your love. Sorry. It's just scary. It's just scary. So once I get to that point in my relationship with my daughter, that's where I'm going to need to go and find somebody to give me some advice. Because as much as I want her to go and enjoy herself and to be a young lady and experience things to an extent, I want you to do it safely. And it's not just about you. It's not just about, well, I'm walking in the light, I'm keeping money to get home safe. Or in my case, I'm going to get her a car. As soon as she can drive, I'm going to get her a car and you can drive. That kind of thing. Walking with your friends, not speaking to strangers. It could be just you're going on a normal date, and because the man feels entitled that you have to give him something as soon as you get into his car, because like you said, maybe he's a sweet boy or maybe he's got money, and you say no, then man is threatening you. That's so scary.
No, I hear you. When you were telling it to me, I was like, raw, it's a bit much.
There's more to the story, which I didn't go into because I want you to go and listen to their podcast, their episode, so that you can hear the rest. I will find the actual...
You did a good promotion there, because I want to go listen to it now.
Yeah, man. Let me see if I can... I should have done this whilst I was talking before. In fact, you guys discuss how scary that is. And let me find the actual episode.
I think, I don't know. It's scary, but you have to teach your daughter at a specific age how to almost accept the courtship of a man, I think, and what type of man.
Nah, fuck that. I don't think you could mitigate for
accept the courtship of a man. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, you know how some man at a certain age, or any age really, are interested in a woman, innit? And a woman may accept the advances in terms of, you know, this guy likes me, he looks okay, let's see what he's saying. You've got to kind of gauge how some men are and understand what their circle is like, and then nip it in the bud early. Because my thing is, perhaps maybe she knew what kind of guy that this guy was and still went out on a date with him. So if you know that this guy is, it's the whole I'm attracted to the bad boy. I like the bad guys, and you know that's what I'm gonna go for.
Until he's bad to me.
I'm tired of that, man. And I don't know, man.
I'm not. Listen, at the beginning,
whatever Simple Simon's gonna say, I'm co-signing him. By the way,
what you said at the beginning of this conversation, was that maybe he was a sweet boy or whatever.
Yeah,
no one's ever said no to him.
Because I didn't know about the gun.
Exactly. So I'm not.
Did she?
Exactly. No, but there are times when girls know that they are dealing with bad boys or roadman. So if you know that you're dealing with a roadman and he shows roadman tendencies within the date, whether it's the first or the second date, you know he's a roadman. So if you're a guy with a roadman and then he showed roadman on you,
Okay.
and
I just want to say
you get me
that I'm not co-signing what Mr. Wolf just said.
Nah, very
because
simple,
you can't assess every person. You don't know. The people hide stuff. People don't show everything. People don't show all of them. So yes, I would agree with the bit that if the man is a known roadman,
if it's known,
and you are attracted to bad boys, then don't be super surprised.
that's what I'm saying.
If the bad boy happens,
That is
that's to what this guy's doing.
That is what I'm saying.
But
why don't you just put your mic in that one over there? Bad boys.
yeah, but because why are you doing that, bruv?
Joko, say bye, Jerry.
Yeah. If that's one thing, fine, but that's not everything.
No, I don't think it's everything, but I'm just saying that is one of the things that I may speak to my daughter about. Simple things, man.
No, but
you did kind of blame the woman, the victim blaming.
You blamed her for starters, and secondary to that, this
whole victim blaming thing, like people can't be held accountable for their actions.
It's not about accountability, my G.
I know that she is a victim. I know that she was threatened. There's no doubt about it. But there are things that you can do to avoid that as well.
I'm saying this.
You put things in place to kind of help yourself.
Why? But I just need to ask you one question. Why was your skirt so short? Why was it so short?
Hold on. And then
what did you think would happen?
No, and then when you advise people on that kind of thing, then it's victim blaming.
No,
yes, you can advise someone. It's almost as if you're. Let me give you an example of prevention is better than cure. That's all I'm saying.
All that cleavage, and you thought nobody was going to touch it.
Nah, man.
This
whole victim blaming thing.
Listen.
You can give people advice without being that.
You can, but there are people in the world, that are just mad. That's just their default. And mad people, you don't necessarily have to identify that they're mad straight away. It doesn't get shown until it's too late.
I get that.
That's how the solo 45s of this world exist.
There are some people that you can see it a mile off, and people still walk into that.
No, that happens. But why are we assuming that that's what's happened there?
I'm not saying that that's the case.
Sounds like another South London Saturday night to me.
I'm just saying that that's a little bit of advice that you can give to someone. It's not victim blaming. It's just advice.
All right, but that episode was the Let's Talk podcast. It's Let's is spelled normal and Talk is TLK. It was Dating Disasters, episode 45, released 6th of June. And I'll big up the other ones actually as well. I'll give you that specific episode as well, because I don't want to get accused of being
having favourites.
Yes, having a favourite. All right, so the other podcast that we mentioned earlier on is Tales from the Plantation, and the episode that I specifically was talking about was episode 16, Serena's nappy hubby, Harry's cancellation, and how unwashed some legs are. Yes, they talk about the unwashed leg situation on the episode of the podcast.
Uncreamed or
unwashed?
Unwashed, and that was released this week.
How do you unwash your leg?
No, there was a Twitter thread that was going on, and some woman was like, "Oh, I'm not dirty, but I don't wash my legs when I have a shower."
Huh? And then bare people was like, "Yeah, we don't wash it."
Yeah,
did we not talk about this on the podcast?
No, we didn't. And then the whole community came out. The community came out, and they were like, "Yeah, well, I wash once a week. I wash."
I think I showed something in a group about some girls on Loose Women that were talking about how they wash once a week or twice a week. That the water's
was that recently?
That the water's too hard.
Well, that's where it's done. This was this whole big thing about certain people from certain communities that don't wash their legs, and everybody was joining in like, "Yeah, why would you?" Huh?
Yeah.
Listen, I was listening to another podcast where they were just. I swear we spoke about this on the podcast.
No,
I was listening to another podcast and they were discussing. And it's a long thing, but basically they had to explain this part of social thing that had blown up, and they were explaining it to the older gentleman on the podcast because he doesn't understand this kind of thing. So they said, "Oh, well, there's a situation going around on Black Twitter." These are white people talking, where they're talking about legs, and then the person stepped up. He said, "Hold on, do you actually when you have a shower?" So they're speaking to the manager of this company that just got sold to Spotify, so from hundreds of millions. So this is a big CEO, millionaire. So when you shower, do you wash your legs? And he's like, "No, why?" And they said because we're having a situation with Black Twitter where they're talking about why white people don't wash their legs. And he said, why? What's the problem? And they said, yeah, because people feel that you should wash your legs. And he was like, well, why? He couldn't understand.
Hold on. So
He couldn't understand why you would wash your legs.
So this is white people not washing their legs.
Yes. As a cultural norm.
Yeah, nuts.
Apparently, you wash from top to middle, and well, this woman in question in the tweet said she washes her face and her underarms
And the armpits.
and she only washes once or twice a week.
How about a arse and a poontang
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
and a toast and shit?
And you people
She
are
don't
out there.
wash her legs, bro.
You people are out there doing interracial
Fungi
relations.
business.
Interrelational relations.
Man took it there, you know.
It's the truth though. if as a cultural norm, somebody doesn't wash their legs, I'm sorry. Like, we already know about the not washing the chicken. We already know about that. And then you're not going to wash your legs on top of it as well. And then the fucking dog's going to lick you in the face and sleep in the bed with you. And you ain't washing your legs. Come on. People that are thinking, why would I wash my legs? Your body has one organ that's massive. That organ is your skin. Believe it or not, your skin is an organ. Yeah? The biggest organ on your body. Yeah? It has pores. Those pores are designed to open to push out toxins that are in your body, which means that your legs have pores on them that push out toxins, and you ain't washing the fucking dirt off the surface of your legs, and you don't see anything wrong with it.
Preach us.
One time.
You know what the father say? Father, I tell you a thing or two.
That was Preacher Simon. But I don't think I've heard that vigor from you this whole season.
I don't understand how people don't see how disgusting it is. It's nasty.
That was a mad thing to me. The mad thing is when I heard the man baffled as to why
I'm still
anybody would
confused.
wash their legs.
And you know why I'm upset about it?
He was baffled.
Because we are savages, apparently. This is what I don't understand. We are savages, apparently. We don't know cleanliness. What the fuck?
Is it not just the no?
No, for some, listen, I don't know what part of what percentage of people do it. I'm going to hope. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say it is a small percentage.
A very small percentage.
No, I didn't say very small, but a small percent, like less than half.
There's one thing I do understand sometimes when it comes to hygiene. If you're in a rush, you do make sure you do your pits and balls, you do your tea. Yeah?
All right.
But that's if you're in a rush and there's dire circumstances or you're out in the woods or whatever.
All right.
But if you got running water, whether it's hot or cold, it's still running water. Put the soap from head to toe. Scrub down. Rinse off. The whole shebang. What are you not? I don't understand. It's white people, isn't it?
My G, I'm saying this to you, yeah? As much as that is bad, yeah? It's bad that you didn't wash your legs. All right, cool. But then you want to compound the issue by only bathing once or twice a week. What the fuck is going on around there? It's not like we don't have water piped into everybody's house now. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this is what kills it.
This washing, yeah. So austerity measures. That's what it is.
No, but this is what kills it, yeah.
Clearly, this is gonna be the last topic.
In rural parts of Africa, where water is a problem,
they're still bathing
3 times a day. Can you understand what I'm saying to you? They send somebody out to go and get water. The person has to walk 2, 3, 4, 5 miles to go and get water and come back. They still manage to wash 3 times a day.
James, you listening?
You got
to this?
water piped into your yard, and you're going to say you're going to do it once a week.
Carol, you listening to this?
What kind of voluntary cleanliness is this?
So I shouldn't explain the rest of the tweet where the woman said, because you still don't know about it either.
What's that?
Where she said that because she feels she's a middle class cisgendered white woman, she feels she has the
privilege,
the privilege to not have to wash.
Are you fucking stupid?
Hold on. But I think the way I explain it maybe it sounds different than what she meant. What she's trying to say is that I have privilege, not like I have privilege, as in I understand that I have the privilege that I don't have to wash as much as people less fortunate than me, because they will be scrutinized more, so they wash more solely because they need to, because they're getting looked at differently than I am, not because I just want to wash, but because I'm not getting that kind of judgment.
I'll be honest with you. I saw an article about famous actors who have bad personal hygiene. Yeah.
Wow, that's a very specific.
Yes. And Marilyn Monroe was on there, and apparently she didn't bath either. Yeah. And on account of people that were working with her, they would say that her breath smelled or that she smelled just generally. So she obviously felt like she had the privilege to be like,
Happy birthday.
yeah, it smelled like halitosis.
Mr.
Brad Pitt apparently is also one that doesn't brush his teeth or never used to. And yes, and he had to be told to brush his teeth, bruv. You're saying it's a minority.
Brad, you're
saying,
just the
I'm
pips.
saying I'm going to assume, man. I can't assume the majority.
I'm saying it's looking like a cultural norm. It's looking like a cultural norm.
That's taking white privilege to the extreme. I'm so privileged I don't need to wash.
If it is that we can accept that yard man are not looking after their children, then white people don't wash their legs. It's that simple.
Okay. Because I'll still cuss a yard man.
There you go.
Over a dirty person.
No, about not looking after the kids. That question of your simple, could it be held to next week?
Yeah, sure.
All right, then, okay. Then if that being the case, because we've gone off on the washing legs business, I really thought we had spoken about it already.
Nah, man.
No.
It's disgusting, bro.
Disgusting.
It is, man.
It's not disgusting. It's disturbing.
And the thing is, it's making me feel funny now because I got mixed race members of my family that got to go around and ask their parents whether they wash their fucking legs. It's disgusting, man.
Oh dear.
Yeah, see?
All right, let's do our church notes and our good. You should see Web Slinger's face. I should take a picture, man, and tweet it.
No, because you know the funny thing, I used to par with white people quite a lot.
Used to.
Well, so you don't power them anymore.
Not much.
You spent all your time in Africa now. I was gonna ask you how Africa was actually.
Bloody great.
Africa.
That's that. All right, okay.
Johannes big.
Church notes and our goodbyes. Let's start off with Simple Simon.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. I don't have Instagrams. Oh my days. There is an event that's being run by Fiona in Pop Brixton on the 23rd of June.
I like that place.
It is a free event.
Bronze.
And it is it's a two-parter. So between 1 and 4 in the afternoon, it's family fun and educational, and then between 4 and 9, I think it's 4 and 9. Yeah, 4 and 9 in the evening, it then turns into a bit of a shindiggery.
4-1-9 in the
4 till 9. So it turns into a bit of shindiggery. Music policy is El Soca, El Raga, El Bashment, and all other types of musica. It's a free event. You have to go onto Eventbrite and register your interest, however, but it is a free event. I would encourage you to take an opportunity to go down there and go and revel in the revelments. Fiona is a friend of the podcast, a personal friend of mine.
Shout out.
And when she doth do something, she doth do it well. So please go down there and enjoy thyself, Gaza.
Mr. Wolf.
What's going on? I did have something, can't remember now.
Bronze.
Yeah.
Can I give you more time to think?
Nah, you can catch me, aka Mr. Wolf, on Insta, aka _Mr. Wolf on Twitter. What's going on?
Web Slinger.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Web Slinger. DJ Web Slinger. WEBZ on the Instas and on the Twitterverse. Want to give a shout out to my boys, man. I ain't seen you lot in a minute. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. Good to be here. And the top tip or top pick. A company's just been launched called Issue 6. That's ISSUE number 6 IX. Find it on YouTube. We're a social enterprise talking about issues in the community around social issues, gun crime, knife crime, acid attacks, homelessness, depression. So there were little short films and discussions. I think Unwashed Legs might be the next one. But yeah, Issue 6 on YouTube. Check us out. Follow, like, subscribe. Thank you very much.
Plug.
Let me say goodbye on behalf of Big Wahala. He'll be, as the actor said, he'll be Mr. Big Wahala next time he's on the pod. We'll see how it goes. So I'm thank him
Get the
for coming
shackles
down
off my
hours
feet so
before
I
his
can
wedding day. My Stavros says this week is one is for Darren Griffith,
Lawrence.
who is another friend of the podcast. He should be on anyways before, but he's got his hour special live show coming up called Essex Boy, and boy is spelled BWOY. Essex Boy. I'm sure there's a play on words there that some of you might understand. So it's his hour special, which probably only going to be like 25 minutes knowing him.
That's not true.
And it's going to be at the Camden Fringe between the 29th of July and the 25th of August. I think there's 3 separate nights. It's £10 a ticket. So hold on. Yeah, probably you need to stop doing the shaking.
Sorry.
Am I wrong?
Is that all depending whether Towie's
Sorry,
on
no,
or
it's Wednesday the 14th of August to Friday the 16th of August. He's got 2 different dates, so I'm going to have to maybe holler at him. So I'm not actually sure what the dates are, but if you go to, because they got 2 dates here, I'm afraid. I know it's £10 a ticket. The show starts at 8:15, finishes at 10:15. He's going to have other comedians beforehand. I will hopefully be turning up to the one when I'm not working or something like that.
Boy, it's funny, man. He's funny, man. You gotta go down there and check him out, man. He's funny, man.
You know, actually, there's 2 actual
events. That's what it is.
It must be then.
The boy's so funny. He got 2 shows
because he's got the Tapper Room on Upper Street and the Camden Fringe. It's got 2 different
venues. The boy's got so he's
a legend. Okay,
he's
well, there
so
you go.
funny. He
But
got 2.
Either way, go to darrengriffiths.com/EssexBoy, and I remember boy is spelled BWOY, and you can buy your £10 tickets there. I'll put the link in the show notes as well. And the last thing I'm going to do, the Stavros says for, is the Shield. I've bigged that before, but I just realised, or I just heard, that you can actually watch all 6 seasons on all 4. You can do it on the catch up. So I've been doing that on my tablet. I've nearly finished season 1 in 3 days. I think it's actually better than it's not better than The Wire, but I prefer it to The Wire for damn sure.
What's this?
The Shield. It's the cop program that we spoke about. And apparently, because I've never actually watched the last episode, but the last episode is one of the best last episodes in television history. Like, they did a good thing. They did a good job. So that's that. So the Shield on all 4, the catch up service.
# no Game of Thrones.
If you're in the UK.
Bitch.
No comment. All right, so that is that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Congratulations to the couple having the child, and congratulations to Big Wahala on your marriage. Big up, and his missus. Big up to both of you. Thank you for letting us use your shop to record the podcast.
ever so pending nuptials.
Yes. So, and welcome back to Webbs. It's good to see you and your dry hands.
Good to be back. Thank you very much.
So now you can say the line in person.
In person for the first time in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life. Not just until we get married, it's for life.
For life, not just washing your legs once a month.
For life.
Gaza.
You're raising a child, and that child is for life.
For life.
Did you hear the right at the end of the last episode?
No, what happened?
Because I put the little music thing in at the end.
Which little music?
The last episode. But well, go back and listen to it. But I like what I did there.
But I ain't even listened to the last episode.
Fucking ain't washing your legs.
It's mad, isn't it? It's crazy.